Call 877-770-STOP.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/radio and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Monday, June 10th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect mostly sunny skies with a high of 93. In hour one of today's show, we'll talk about the latest news for LSU football in the transfer portal, and we'll give you an update of the College World Series. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert. Yeah! Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's happening, yo? What's going on? What? Out of here. What's happening? Hope everybody's having a great day. Summer rolling right along. June 10th, Monday, 2024. T-Bob, Jake, Alondra Taylor came back with you today. It's going to be a fun day. I actually got a lot to talk about from over the weekend. A lot of College World Series action as we now know almost the entirety of the Omaha field. What was that?
I have no idea what that was.
That was a weird.
Oh, it's his computer.
Oh, okay. Wow, what a old school analog.
Yeah,
Sounds like it's actually kind of a cool sound.
I know, I hadn't heard that sound in a while. Look at it, listen to that. Let's close that.
Dang, what?
What?
I don't know what that was.
Is it going to blow up?
It sounds like it's going to.
Is this like Mission Impossible? You have this is your mission should you choose to accept it?
I don't know, this thing's pretty old.
That's pretty odd, man. Anyway, chill out, Dell. Anyway, look.
Dell might buy Everton, but that's a whole different thing. We'll talk about that later.
We do have a lot to dude, you're getting a soccer club. We do have a lot to get into today. And look, I know we're gonna, if you listened on Friday, this is not a bit. I know this is a bit like a boy who cried wolf situation, but we will talk about the LSU baseball transfer portal. As there is news to get to there. We got a Decorian Moore visit, the 5-star wide receiver, number 3 player in the nation, number 1 wide receiver in the nation. He was in Baton Rouge over the weekend. Very interesting quotes coming out of that. But I think I want to start here. And then we'll talk to Coach Jay Johnson coming up at 8 a.m. to put a bow on our weekly visits from the end of the season. And and then hold the mail for Spelling 9:15. All right. I want to start here, though, because the last, going into this tournament, we talked about how for all the talk of a Big Two in football, you could see that a Big Two was already here in baseball, even further along than football with the SEC and the Big Ten. Only in baseball, it was the ACC and the SEC. They're kind of southeast region of teams, right? The place that kind of has the least amount of MLB teams. And I don't know if that's the main reason why, but for whatever sociological reasons, has the most give a damn about college baseball. The Southeast does. And in the age of NIL, they've been able to accrue more, and the transfer portal, they've been able to accrue more power than ever before because they're more attractive landing spots than ever before. Because, okay, you're not on full scholarship, well, you can come make good money where you can not only just pay for your school, but also get paid some on top of it. Because, never forget, in the age of NIL, emotional buy-in becomes economic buy-in. But the point is we kind of frame this going into the tournament. But there were still some challengers, right? UC Irvine, Oregon State, Evansville. There were teams out there who were going to look to challenge that. Well, Jake, you look up and you look at this Omaha field right now. You got 4 SEC teams, you got 3 ACC teams, and then you have an SEC and ACC team playing a rubber match today. So as far as the rest of the country goes, I am willing to declare here at 7:05, June 10th, 2024, something that would have felt insane 30 years ago, but I believe that West Coast college baseball is officially dead. I mean, the Pac-12 is dead. It's not to say that there won't be some good teams of Fullerton. Oregon State's, not going to go anywhere. I don't think anytime soon necessarily. But on the whole, West Coast college baseball is going to be irrelevant going forward, and you're going to see more and more of these big-time recruits out of California and everywhere else end up finding their way to UNC or LSU or Georgia or NC State, and the Southeast will continue their college baseball dominance. Right? It's like, you think this is not going to be the exception. I believe this is going to be the rule going forward.
Yeah, and when you look at UCLA and USC, they're going to conferences that don't care about baseball now.
Mm-hmm.
So the Pac-12 did for a long time care about baseball. Those two schools, which have been your two most consistent programs outside of Stanford, well, they're going to leagues a league that really just doesn't care about baseball at all. I mean, you watch their conference tournament, and there was like 7 people in the stands. Now, Stanford going to the ACC, maybe they can bring back some of the magic. I don't really know. Maybe. Because the ACC is going to kind of demand you to do so because it is a really good league. But you're right. I mean, the programs, and I think USC's won the most national championships, but those programs, they're going away. Arizona still got some juice, but they didn't make it out of their regional. They didn't win a game in their regional. And you look across some of the other teams that have been good in the past. Arizona State's not good anymore. Washington's not great anymore. And again, they're going to a conference that doesn't care. So you might be right.
And do we even count Stanford as West Coast baseball if they're playing in the ACC? Like if they're playing in the Southeast? I don't know still how we would exactly score that one. But even then, that's a further strengthening of the power too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the few remaining West Coast powers. So if they do remain real, and you would imagine then that probably economically there would, you're kind of getting to, there would be buy-in there. So I could see Stanford staying relevant. But again, is that West Coast if they're doing it on behalf of the Atlantic Coastal Conference or Atlantic Coast Conference, whatever it is?
It's a fair point, and Stanford hasn't been Stanford in a minute either. So we'll see if they're able to ramp that back up or if they're just at the bottom of the baseball standings in the ACC. And then you mentioned a couple of Big West teams. Big West is fun, like Fullerton and Irvine and Santa Barbara. They're fun, but they're not going to go do anything. I mean, Santa Barbara hosted this year a regional, and they didn't make it out of that regional. So even those schools that you and I growing up when we did that used to be powerhouses, well, they're just kind of okay now.
Yep.
And they'll make a run every once in a while. And what's that? Is it really a run if you only host a regional, but you don't make it out of the regional?
So let's look at what the SEC did over the weekend. So Tennessee actually got forced to a Game 3 by Evansville after a easy win Game 1. Evansville come back. I think they beat them 11-9 in Game number 2. And then in Game number 3, Tony V guys woke up. 7 home runs in the first 5 innings in the rubber match. They ended up going to win 12-1. They're going on Omaha. Texas A&M swept Oregon, winning 15-9. Again, more, West Coast eliminated there. But
Oregon's baseball uniforms. Oh,
I didn't see him. I was obviously most locked in. I watched the entirety of the WVU UNC series over the weekend, which was brutal for my Nears. But great games, but absolutely brutal. But A&M handles Oregon, not really a problem. They're now in their second Omaha in the last 3 years. Kentucky won game 1 and then against Oregon State and then beat them in game 2 with a pretty awesome moment where they had a strikeout. Kentucky was batting. Guy strikes out, but the ball is lost by the catcher. Old boy comes all the way from second and pulls like a Superman 15-foot diving slide because the pitcher wasn't paying attention, didn't get the home plate to cover, and they end up winning 3-2. There's a game-winning run in the 7th. UGA got smoked in game number 1. What was it, 18-1? And then they came back and won 11-2 against NC State, and NC State and UGA will play game 3 today. So that will decide whether we have 5 SEC teams and 3 ACC teams or 4 and 4. And then, as much as I hate to talk about this, Florida, man, I don't know what it is. Kevin O'Sullivan is just really good at getting to Omaha.
Yeah.
Is he better at getting to
times?
Omaha? 9 in the last 14 years now. Swept Clemson, won the second game 11-10 in 13 innings. You finished 2 games above 500 and got eliminated the first game in Hoover. And now you're back in Omaha.
Yep. Now they've had the draw that they had, and look, it is what it is. You got to go out there and win. But remember when we were talking about LSU maybe potentially barely getting in the tournament, we had them in Stillwater. Like, whew, we like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's where they ended up, and they get that. And then Clemson, and I was on with Roddy Jones on Friday. Who, Roddy played college baseball and football. He called NC State's regional, and before it even started, he's like, I just don't know about Clemson. He's like, I think Clemson's best baseball is already behind them. Not to say that they're not a good team, because they are. I mean, they're a national seed. But Florida's got a good draw, and credit to the Gators for going out there and doing what you got to do to win those games. I mean, they swept Clemson. That game had some fireworks yesterday. Yeah, it
was pretty incredible. I just saw I'd read about it, but I just saw the highlight of the leaping Willie Mays over the shoulder catch for Clemson that actually extended the game. Would have been a walk-off. Still didn't matter. They ended up walking off with the ninth batter in the lineup. Ends up sending the Gators to Omaha. So whatever. Credit to him. Congrats. So those are the 4 SEC teams that have made it. Again, Georgia got to play NC State today to decide. And then as far as the ACC goes, FSU swept, Virginia swept, and UNC swept WVU into very close games. Took some ninth inning heroics in game 1 to walk it off, and then game 2 came down to a bang play at first with the bases loaded. Where, I mean, it's just the foot is in the air. And when the pitcher's foot touches the base, and that's all she wrote. Really good games. West Virginia acquitted themselves but the Tar Heels, who of course LSU lost to, end up finding their way to the Final
8. Florida State's definitely a team that's probably not getting talked about enough, and their story's great because last year they didn't even make the ACC tournament.
Oh, wow.
And then now, here they are. They're a national seed. And UConn, even though they're a 3 seed, I mean, UConn the last couple of years has been a really good baseball program. So that's not out of nowhere. And they took care of business. What was the first game? Like 24-4, I think, was the first game?
Yeah.
So Florida State might not be talked about like North Carolina and some of the other ACC teams, but they have every opportunity to go win it.
Yeah, and the second one might have been like 11-9 or somewhere on there. It was a bit closer, but wouldn't that be ironic? Who's Florida State's legendary coach that was there forever?
Martin.
And made 7,000.
And didn't win it,
Did he make Omaha a ton and never won a natty, right?
Yeah,
like made it all the time,
all
right?
the time, yeah.
It'd be a bit ironic if now, post Mike Martin, they find their way to lifting that trophy. But,
Are we gonna? Do we need a team like we need to root for?
So that's what I was going to say. How does this make you feel? Because that's how we tie it back in here locally. How does this make you feel as an LSU fan? I feel a bit like Squidward looking outside the window, and there's SpongeBob and Patrick, and they're running around having so much fun, and I'm just stuck inside reading On3 articles about recruiting. It's not a good feeling.
Yeah.
And so I guess the question, it does beg the question. Well, first, are you cheering for anyone? So I look at this and it's like
I'm on the Kentucky train.
I was gonna say maybe
I said that last
Kentucky.
week too.
Maybe Kentucky because they're kind of the least threatening. It's new to them. They're fun. They're bubbly. LSU doesn't have a lot of history with Kentucky, but it sure as hell ain't A&M.
Definitely not A&M. Definitely not the Vols.
Definitely not Florida.
Definitely not Tennessee.
Yeah,
definitely not Florida. Definitely not A&M. Definitely not UGA. Like F all them.
If NC State
happy.
could get it done tonight against Georgia,
Yeah,
that would kind of
I
be
could get on a little Wolf.
that would be
Yeah,
the
I could
team.
do a little NWO red and black.
Yeah,
Too
I
sweet.
could do that a little bit. Any UNC because they beat you? Okay.
I mean, I'd rather see them win than an SEC team win.
Yeah, I'd rather see them than Florida.
That's crazy to me.
No. ACC over SEC any day.
That's
No SEC
crazy.
teams. No
For
SEC teams. F the SEC.
That's crazy.
Virginia? You know, who cares about Virginia? Monticello? Thomas Jefferson? Like, okay,
UVA,
sure, dude.
Yeah, UVA actually might be a Chris Long.
Yeah, go do your thing, Virginia. Hell yeah. Beautiful. I think of Virginia and I just think about like mahogany halls and leather and like fall leaves floating through the air and powdered wigs and estate management.
I believe Brian O'Connor and Jay Johnson are actually pretty good friends too. That's Virginia's baseball coach.
Well, I mean, yeah. Thank you. No, context clues kind of told me that. Okay, cool. Yeah, hell yeah. We'll ask Jay about it then. If he's cheering for anyone.
I think that's right.
Good. You're going to set me up and he's going to be like, who? He's going to be like, the Virginia coach? No, I mean, he's a good coach. I have no idea.
I saw him at a camp one time.
Yeah, I don't know who he is. Okay, so then maybe the more, and maybe we'll just come back and touch on this and then move on to the Decory Moore visit. But think about this during the break real quick. Having 4, potentially 5 SEC teams make it to Omaha, what does this do for your expectations as an LSU baseball fan? And to crystallize it, knowing that Florida has made 9 Omahas in the last 14 years, where should LSU pace in that regard? Let's try to answer these questions next here on Off the Bench. If you want to get involved, youtube.com/1045ESPN. 7 to 10 a.m. It's going to be a fun show. Coming out, let's get your comments in there. Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com is the website where you can explore all the vehicles. The best. It's all there at All-Star. It's so you can go online, you can look at all the great deals. Exactly. You can look at what they have on site there. Is like whether you want to buy brand new, Toyota certified used vehicle where you still get excellent warranty coverage, or I like this, I'm maybe it's because I'm getting old. I like dealing with just like humans and talking to them. So you go see them off of Airline in Goodwood. It's very conveniently located. You get in touch with the excellent sales staff, and they can guide you to the answer for you and your family. And you can even go in there with just like a number, right? And maybe end up leasing like I did, leased a Camry for years. It was great. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
Yeah, when you go to the website, check out the new vehicles, what you can lease, and also what you can rent. Summer vacation already happening right now. So go call Miss Lisa Sessions today or find it online at allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
Elevate brand visibility, ignite customer engagement with the power of radio and digital advertising combined. Guarantee Digital Media brings the two together as a trusted media partner in Louisiana for nearly a century. Claim your free digital audit at guaranteemedia.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care.
Join me for a Monday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show presented by Gulf Coast Office Products. Hayden Travinsky steps in. Chat with him about his career at LSU and the season coming to a close. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Viva, j'ai calor. Go Tigers, face on the Lundi Nordestien. Thank you, Bike Smack. This is Nora Jones, one of my favorites. It's great. Okay, so here is, and thank you to Chad. It looks like Coach Maneri is the one who's tight with the Virginia coach. And that Jay, yeah, okay, so who else? Alondra, I think you during the break was talking about you think that maybe Jay was Mangione?
Maybe, but
yeah, and Darren in the chat says Jay and the UK coach are close.
Yeah,
so maybe that's the case.
Ties from a while back.
Okay, so then let's get it. So okay, Nookie says here, T-Bob saw some tweets yesterday saying Coach Jay Johnson is just Coach O. Had a once-in-a-lifetime recruit. Skeens dropping his lap. He's 30-30 in SEC besides that. Yeah. Woof. Here's what I would say. And first off, I think that's, like, just off the bat, let me say, I think that's absurd. I am a big Jay Johnson fanboy. I think he is right up there with Kim Mulkey right now as the best coach that you have on campus. Like the one that is most set up for consistent winning. A man who is obsessive and insane and will be great. Now, did this year go according to plan? No, but I think you did a pretty amazing job of making the best of a bad situation. You were 2 outs away from potentially finding yourself to Omaha, from at least having a home regional against a frisky yet overachieving WVU team. So, like, and also I think, look, like we've talked about, I mean, you replaced all but one player in the lineup, in the field. You're coming off of a national championship, which is something that he had never had to do before. And as we've talked about at length, like, that comes with its own set of unique challenges. And you listen to plenty of championship winning coaches talk about how the first time they had to defend it, that was the hardest year they've ever had. So, like, and then you look, okay, if you're going to give me his overall record, well, you look at the situation he took over in year one, where, again, remember that year one pitching management? You're just talking about squeezing the blood from the stones. Remember, like, 8 to 9 pitching changes a game, like batter to batter, and finding a way to win enough. And did they?
You lost a regional final to
Southern Miss. That's right. So, again, you could say, okay, so you've got 2 regional final exits, but you've also got a national championship.
You also, too, like, if you're going to make that comparison, you can't forget what he did at Arizona.
Yes.
Like, the comparison that you're trying to make is he's a one-hit wonder.
Yeah.
but he's done it at Arizona. He got to Omaha multiple times at Arizona.
Yeah.
So
and a natty and barely lost a natty.
And so the resume is completely different. And what he's done already here, and, there's been some challenges and there's been injuries and different things, which every coach goes through. But, I still feel like LSU baseball, every time they go into it, is prepared to win a game. So I've heard the same thing, and people say that. I don't even pay that any attention because that's just asinine.
I mean, don't even get me started on the O disrespect inherent to that comment as well. Yes, O lost his way, but for 3 years there, he was great. That team did not come together by accident. Joe Burrow did not fall into his lap. He convinced Joe Burrow to come to LSU and to choose LSU. But whatever, I'm not re-adjudicating those arguments anymore. The point is, I think that's absurd. But let's talk about expectation. If you are going to avoid comments like that, Jake, Florida's kind of the lens to view this through. What are they, 9 of the last 14 College World Series? And then do they have, one natty in there?
Yeah,
I believe the one against LSU?
Yeah, they're kind of like the Atlanta Braves used to be. Win the NL East all the time and get there, but the Braves had the 95 championship. I think Florida has the 17.
So my question is that pretty much where you should demand LSU should be? Should you be making Omaha more often than not? If you have 10 times, should you make it 6? Or is that ridiculous to say in an ever increase? I mean, again, potentially 5 SEC teams going to be in Omaha this year. Is it hubristic? Is it too prideful to say that you should be there 6 out of 10 times?
So we talk about this with LSU football, and we, the new 12-team playoff, right? We talk about the bare minimum being make it to the college football playoff, the 12-team playoff, right? You're LSU, you should make it there 7 out of 10 times.
Ooh, do we believe that though? Because remember we played the game.
I know. I know. I'm saying, is that not what we say?
I think that's what fans would expect. Yes, I think it's more sober-headed. Should be 50%. Is maybe more realistic bar.
Right. So
but even that's a little
if
crazy.
we say making a 12-team playoff is kind of the standard, would that be making a super regional? Would that be making Omaha? Because if you make Omaha,
it's weird.
if you're
Omaha's
throwing
a
it to
Final
a football,
Four
yeah,
almost. Yeah.
If you're making that comparison, then it'd be, hey, win a playoff game in football. So I would set the bar more at super regional 7 out of 10 years. Maybe that's too low. But baseball, as we know, and we've seen, that's why all these 3 seeds advance from the regionals to the super regionals. It's a little bit different of a game, but I would say making a super regional consistently and probably hosting that would be kind of where the bar needs to be set.
Yeah, maybe make super 7 out of 10, but then what's Omaha going to be 4 out of 10? I don't know if that's going to keep people happy. And especially now when comparison is a thief of joy. And if you're looking over here and Gainesville's going again under Kevin O'Sullivan. So look, I do not envy Jay Johnson in this regard because he has taken over the most legendary baseball program of the modern era, certainly, and with the most fan buy-in, the most expectation. But what I love about Jay Johnson, besides just the raw coaching ability, the passion, the grind, everything, is that he was fully cognizant of all of this since day one. And there is nobody, he's not one of those coaches that would run from this or act like fans are ridiculous. I think he holds himself to even higher standards. I mean, you heard him say it multiple times after the game, which he was very emotional, where he says, look, I framed my entire life around getting to Omaha.
Yeah.
Everything I do in my life on a day-to-day basis is based off of being one of those final 8-team standings. So I may sit here and say, 6 out of 10. Yes, I think that's maybe a bit much, but sure, so that's what fans should want, a 5 out of 10. That's probably where my head would be. And Johnson would say, no, I want to go 10 out of 10, right? And so it'll be very interesting to watch this sport, which I know football takes all the headlines, but I don't know if there's a sport that's going to have – I don't know if there's a sport feeling or that will feel when we look up the impact more of NIL and the transfer portal than baseball, simply because they have the least amount of kind of economic investment because of scholarships and whatnot. And now the floodgates are open. And if you care, you can pay. And it's different than these other sports where you're already getting full scholarships because all that money becomes more impactful. So I'm fascinated to see where it goes over the next few years. The SEC is only going to get stronger. Again, Georgia wins today, and you got 5 SEC teams in versus 3 ACC, maybe a 4-4 split. Either way, everybody thinks they should be standing there at the end. How in the world, if you're Jay Johnson, do you find a way to consistently get that done? That's going to be fascinating to watch. Noogie says 5 titles in 10 years will never happen again. The 90s ain't walking through that door again. Yeah, again,
no
5 titles, but we talked about it the other day. It's why what Oklahoma's doing in softball right now is so amazing. Is 5 titles in 10 years, yes, but you were ahead of the curve. You were like UConn women's basketball, like Jake pointed out. You cared and were more invested and more and had a legendary coach at a time when other schools weren't on that same level. Like the SEC of the 90s and the SEC of today aren't even close when it comes to the quality of baseball. Go look at just MLB prospects on the rosters, right? Like go look at where guys would have ranked in the 90s versus guys now where basically you're seeing first-round prospects every single weekend in this league now.
Yeah, and you've made Omaha 9 times since 2000. So kind of give you an idea. And since 2016, you've made it twice. You made it in 17 and you made it last year. So like if we're talking about kind of a standard, I mean, you can kind of tell like from you made it 2000, then you made it in 03, 04, but then 08, 09, and then another gap, 13, 15, and then 17, and then there's been another gap in 23. So that's kind of like you're on track to kind of do what you've done since 2000.
Yeah, which I think people think you need to do more of them.
Well, they can
fair, unfair. I think people think you need to get a couple more, maybe 4 out of 10. Kind of feeling every other year. Yeah.
Again, like the game has changed, and that is the problem when you have the success that LSU had when you're making it in, 89, 90, 91, 93, 94, 96, 97, 98. Like, well, the game has changed a little bit. I'm not saying that you shouldn't strive for greatness and you shouldn't try to get to that point, but it has changed a bit. And and credit to that team in orange and blue.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing.
Doing it. That is impressive. Now they've won one title from it, I believe, unless I'm missing one there. But like that is the outlier there.
Yeah.
Now you want to beat that team, like you want to consistently get to that point and where you're going to be and try to be there where the Florida Gators are. Now their fan base is probably saying, yeah, we get there a lot, but what do we do once we get there? So the conversation's probably changed, but it's impressive what they've done.
Yeah. It's just tough to see them ahead of you, and you want to catch up with them. And then I want to take a steel chair to A&M. 2 or 3 years pisses me off a bit. How many is this for Tennessee here recently? 2 in a row?
2 in a row. So
2 in a row.
2 years ago, remember they were
3 out of 4, right?
Yeah, they got bounced. Yeah.
Did they make it?
Maybe 3 or 4.
Did they make it 3 years ago?
Yeah, because they would have beat LSU. Yeah, they would have beat LSU. So it was 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So again, that's kind of what I'm getting at, right? Is that like, if you look at the history, 5 out of 10 seems like an unrealistic expectation, but if you have 9 of 14, 2 or 3, 3 or 4, like that's what you're chasing, and that's what you have to try to find your way to.
Yeah, they've made it every year since 2021. They only missed 2020, and then 2019 they made it too. But before that, they hadn't made it since 2005.
Wait, hold on. So you told me 4 or 5, Tennessee.
1, 2, 3.
Gross.
Yeah. But
everything but a ring, classic Tennessee.
Yeah.
Classic Tennessee.
It's true.
Everything but a ring. All right. Well, so there's work to do. There's work to do on the baseball front. There are programs that are ahead of you that you clearly have to catch. But I'll tell you this.
Wait, I'm sorry. They didn't make it in 2019.
Okay.
It's
so we'll go back to 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But either way, you don't like that. That's what you're chasing. That is going to be the bar. That's going to be the expectation. And I'll bet on Coach Jay Johnson to get it done. T-Bet says Jay was in Mangione's wedding.
Yeah, so I remember last year that was like a storyline that they were friends.
All right, cool. We'll ask about it. How important does getting the ring last year feel to now? I mean, if you had fallen short at any of those insane high leverage moments,
yeah,
all the Jay disrespect and slander would be out of control right now. All right, when we get back. Here on OTB. Let's put a bow on this conversation. We get a bit into the Decorian Moore visit. And again, for real this time, guys, we will talk baseball transfer portal, as well as a little football news. A familiar face returning. Keep it locked here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Community Steel Company, communitysteelco.com, communitysteelco.com. You go to Gonzales, Louisiana today if you need real steel. Okay. Not Phil Steel. Real steel. Steel products, not football magazines featuring Jake Hester's meathead teams. Though you should pick up that as well, I guess. But you want to go to Community Steel Company in Gonzales. Do the live and local sales team. How'd the meathead team come together?
Good. Page 3.
Page 3.
Yeah.
Nice placement. Yeah. Community Steel's page 1. As you walk up and you see all the product right there. You got your steel buildings, purlin, tube and trim, all your sheet metal, roof and accessories. It's all there. It's all manufactured on site. They buy the steel directly from the wholesaler, manufacture themselves. So you get the best prices and you deal with an actual human, live and local sales team. So go with the locals. Go with the people that you know. You can form relationships with. They give it to him. I think it better serve you and your personal needs or you and your business needs. CommunitySteelCo.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. Crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-26.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Monday's AFR, presented by Relief Windows. John Emery back at LSU. What does it mean for the running back room for the Tigers? Saints are on the practice field for minicamp. We'll preview it. Join us Monday, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
God, I love Amy Winehouse, dude. She's one of my favorite ska artists. Great job, Alondra.
Amy
Keep it up.
Winehouse the best.
Keep it up. Okay, let's real quick put 2 comments and then we'll put a bow on the expectation conversation, because I think there's 2 comments that really crystallize the kind of feelings that are at the logic and the emotion that are at odds with one another. Christian says baseball is a game of failure. If you're successful more than 30% of the time, you make the Hall of Fame. I think getting to a Super 7 out of 10 years, hosting a Super like 4 out of 7, that's a reasonable expectation. And yeah, I would agree with that. Like with the resources you have, that's certainly reasonable. But then BCN really crystallizes it. Again, this is the emotional part. Like that's the logic, right? Christian's bringing logic, BCN bringing the heart, and I feel both. I feel both these, and I agree with both. He says we should get there more than Florida. Too much invested not to. Like that simple. Which is again, that is kind of the case. So it's tough, man. I don't know where it's going to play, but I'm down to ride with Coach Johnson to the 7th circle of hell and do everything that it takes to let this man see what he can do.
Because one of the things that Florida fans kind of complained about, and people out within the program, was the things they didn't have. Remember, like they wanted a new stadium, they wanted a new operations building, they wanted all of these things, and they didn't have them for a while. Now they finally have them, but like that was their big argument, was we don't have the stuff that we need, and they were still making it to Omaha.
Yeah.
Now again, the regular season wasn't great, but that doesn't matter here at this point.
Do people go to those games? Sometimes I'm still shocked. Like UNC is a very good baseball program. Now it's been a while since they made it to Omaha, but you're telling me that their game Saturday night with 5,500 people was a Bosch Stadium record for attendance. Like 5,600. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, it's crazy for us because that's like a midweek game.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
And for it to set a record.
And I don't even think LSU's at the top anymore, like fan-wise. I think you still have all the numbers and everything behind you, but I think you got work to do and like catching up to the dude and some of these other vibes and everything like we've talked about at length. But yeah, it's just wild to see some like a program like UNC with such a rich history that not even 6,000 people's a stadium record. Crazy.
I'm not sure. Florida fans, I'm not sure they pack it out like that. I'm not sure it's one of the better environments.
Yeah.
It feels like they have a better softball environment than baseball.
What was this? Christian says, I also don't think Florida Tennessee's ahead of LSU. Making Omaha's cool, but if you're not winning when you get there, I think it's a bigger disappointment. Yeah, I mean, again, a natty goes a long way in all these conversations, and LSU found their way across that finish line. So, look, we'll see. We'll see where this all ends up going. But, again, I do one thing I'd love. I'll get to one more comment by Nookie here. It says, imagine how Arkansas feels right now. 5 seed, you're sitting at home. Was their season a failure? Well, I would say that actually probably most Hogs fans would say yes. But if making Omaha is your only gauge for success, I feel sorry for you. Baseball happens. I mean, yeah, that's more level-headed, and I agree with that as well because, like, I want to enjoy it. Like, I had a great time with the journey this year. There were some really low moments, and it sucked. But those last 2 months were pretty awesome, even through all the pain, right? So I agree that we always do have to kind of stay cognizant of having fun along the way as well. All right, I want to remind you about the MMR Group. If you want to join a company that has outstanding benefits, a dynamic culture, the largest privately owned electrical and instrumentation contractor in the nation, headquartered right here in Baton Rouge, that's the MMR Group, guys. And if you're listening, you're in college, you're like, I need some guidance, I want a career path so I can feel good about my life afterwards, maybe explore what MMR can offer you. Look at some of the pathways to internship where you can sit all over the world on all kind of crazy adventures. Maybe you're already in this field. You're seasoned pro, just starting out. Well, guess what? We have a variety of positions available at MMR. So go check them out today. The campus is going to blow you away, guys. But it's mmrgrp.com, mmrgrp.com. All right. A lot of people comment on this, but I don't want to I feel like I'm getting a big log down. We can come back to it. Real quick, LSU baseball transfer portal. Not a bit. Here it is, guys. Let's talk about first who's out, then we'll look at who's in. Aiden Moffitt, has chosen to take his talents elsewhere. Of course, back in 2022, he was the number 1 righty coming out of Mississippi. I was a bit surprised in this because it felt like he was a guy trending in the right direction, starting to get some playing time, but,
Yeah, pitched well in the regional.
I'm very surprised by Aiden Moffitt transferring. Probably him and Cam Johnson are the ones that I'm most surprised about.
I guess you know what it comes from. I think I just talk about so many college sports that I think I've just become a bit callous to the transfer portal as a whole. Like if you tell me a guy's transferring, for it to surprise me, it would have to be like somebody really good, and even then I'd maybe be like, oh, well, he just got more money. So I don't know. Whatever. Micah Bucknam, who played a lot at the beginning this year, definitely kind of fell off at the end. Another highly ranked 2022 commit. He's out of here. Cam Johnson, I agree with you. That sucks because he was a guy that we were super excited about coming in. Remember the guy with the curly Raleigh fingers mustache who said he'd be like a first-round pick or whatever? And then it just never came together this season. And maybe he didn't vibe with Yeski. Who knows, right? In the age of the portal, if it doesn't go well early on, it doesn't surprise me when a big-time recruit wants to try the waters somewhere else.
Yeah, he did an interview around regional time, and I forget who it was. And so, sorry, I'd like to credit you, but I don't remember who he did it with, where he's like, no, I'm locked into LSU the next 2 or 3 years. So I wonder what changed from there. And look, kids say things and things happen and opportunities happen. I understand that, but he made it seem like he was locked in, but now going to go in the portal. So
Tony V, his little tiny PP came in with the bag, not the bag.
The what? Oh, the bag. Oh, the bag. Okay.
No, that was a Freudian slip right there.
Not only in NIL, do some people overpay if they need a pitcher, but also pitchers are different than quarterbacks, right? Because it's I want a chance to be a starting pitcher, not a relief pitcher. There's a team out there that's we need a starter bad. You're going to come in, you're going to compete for this to be a starter on the weekend rotation, and we're going to give you money. If you talk to Jay, he's I can't promise you're going to be a weekend guy and all that. It makes sense why you'd go somewhere else.
Yeah, it's easy to pitch a high recruit who didn't get the playing time that he thought he would have freshman year. Nick Bronzini, lefty, one of the best. Again, the 22 class. Again, you're seeing a theme here. Guys who've been here 2 years, haven't found their way. And then Zeb Riddell, same deal. Oh, also a couple of freshmen here, and outfielder Derek Mitchell and infielder Austin Rolig, but I don't think that's really anybody's going to care about that. When we get back, let's talk about who's in and who allegedly visited over the weekend. Keep it locked here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to ktozblinds.com. Listen up, guys. Are you building a new house? Congrats. Don't forget about your draperies and blinds. Call KT today, and we can help you come up with a plan to cover your new windows. Keep the sun where you want it. Now, a couple of decision points that are coming up here. Should I go wood blinds and shutters or faux wood and blinds and shutters? Well, wood is actually half the way to faux wood. It's easier to clean than faux wood. It's a better insulator, and the prices are about the same for a better quality product. Who the hell invented faux wood? Also, check out the honeycomb shades. You're a shift worker, okay? You need to black out that room. You need a dampened sound. These honeycomb shades are so versatile. 1 minute, all the sunlight, everything you need, and the next minute, complete privacy. Okay, nothing getting through. Go to KTOZ Blinds. It's ktozblinds.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Sandgriff, join us for the Monday edition of Live at Lunch from Walk-Ons in Brewley. We'll recap the Super Regionals and the NBA Finals. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. Monday from Walk-Ons in Brewley on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
God, Sarah McLaughlin's got an incredible voice. All right. Let's get back to this baseball transfer. We talk about who's out. Let's look at who's in. Thus far, you have added Trevor Schmidt, a JUCO transfer from where? Fullerton. 343 batting average, 13 home runs for Fullerton. Began his career at Arizona, redshirted, transferred to Fullerton, now finding his way to LSU. Blaze Priester.
Blaze.
We got to get Blaze.
This is interesting. I think these are guys that we've already gotten.
So Blaze
this
was
is
actually on
yeah.
his team.
Okay.
This is from the Advocates piece on who's in, who's out. Go check it out online if you want. He began at LSU. Transferred after 22 to Meridian Community College, hit 10 home runs, 465 on base percentage, hit 377, 14 homers this year, and now is coming back to LSU.
So he's actually kind of from my area. He went to Live Oak High School.
Shout out.
He was a good player. When he came in, he was a little raw. That's why he transferred out to get some playing time. He came in with Brady Neal, and then Jared Jones was also a catcher in that class before he moved to first. So, I mean, it was going to be a tough spot on the field, but he's a good player.
But now, all of a sudden, from too many catchers to, okay, sure, there's playing time to be had there. You have Brady Neal, but besides that, Travinsky and Milazzo now gone. You got Tanner Reeves, an infielder, hit 20 home runs at the most famous of all JUCOs, Blinn. Okay, Blinn made it to the Junior College World Series, too. He had a scholarship to come to LSU in 24, but passed it up for a chance to return to Blinn. Wow. So he had bigger goals that he wanted to get at Blinn before heading over here. You got Daniel Harden, cat from McClellan Community College, Catholic High guy, number 17 outfielder in the Louisiana's 23 class. It's interesting. Not like a ton, not any overwhelming numbers for Harden there. And then you got a lefty, Connor Ware, posting ERAs under 2 in each of the last 2 years at Pearl River Community College, Germantown High. So no big names quite yet, though. What is this? Why did you put allegedly here? Taylor, I've seen Root.
I put that
Okay, so Zach Root from ECU, starting pitcher. I am Root. Entered the transfer portal. There are rumors that he visited LSU.
They're rumors. That's why, there's not a known.
So I would
fact
say
that-
this. Jay Johnson, remember, couldn't come on Friday because he was on a recruiting visit all weekend. When we talk to him here in a few minutes, he's actually in the airport. So I don't know
Yeah,
that
that's what I'm
Root
saying,
would have
alleged.
visited without
Without him here, yeah.
without him here.
Yeah.
But that's a name to look out for.
That's why I
as
said
the
allegedly.
Pirtle Reservoir. No, I know. We're just talking now. Relax. Don't get mad at me.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
the
not
portal
commenting.
stuff will all heat up as well. Like from, other major programs. Like those players are now, like LSU's having a couple of players that are entering the portal. Like, so a lot of junior college stuff is already taking place, but, guys from big programs that LSU potentially could bring over to play third, other positions that you have big question marks, that hasn't happened yet.
Gulf South says 2023. Oh man, my check. Okay, 2023 Yeski equals 2020 Pelini. 0 pitchers actually improved this season. Did something they hadn't done previously. Little was good towards the end of the season, but he was a guy Vandy too. I just can't agree, man. If you look at the run that you went on, it was almost all because of the pitching staff's in second half of the season improvement. Whether it was Jumpin' Holman getting better and more consistent, the bullpen as a whole. I mean, we mentioned it. You had a sub-3 ERA until you ran into those 2 South Carolina Hoover games, but still, and look at the pitching against North Carolina and how close it got you. Like, I feel like you're letting the bad feelings of the first half of the season kind of erase all the quantifiable evidence that they actually pitched the ball I mean, no exaggeration, Jake, at an elite level for the second half of the season. So credit to Nate Yeski.
And not only the starters, but also the relievers that came in that we talked about. You had finishers.
All right, hour 1 in the books. Hour 2, talk a little football crew, but we're kicking it off with Coach Jay Johnson here on OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Rejuvenate Medical. Go to rejuvenamedical.com. Restore me, refuel me, rejuvenate. Rejuvenate Medical. You want to feel good, fast, strong. You're going to fight the untreated effects of aging, stuff like, mood and memory problems, insomnia, lack of energy rolling out of bed, lack of energy rolling into bed. Listen up, TJ. You go to Rejuvenate, get your labs drawn, and it tells them where your body's strong and where it's deficient. And then they customize a plan for you. Because my plan is not your plan. It's not Alondra's plan. It's not Jake's plan. So go to Rejuvenate today, get that free consultation, get your labs drawn, and let them get you to reach your highest potential. Rejuvenate Medical.
Go to the website today. They're going to have a list of conditions that they can help you out with, and maybe you see something you're dealing with, or you just don't feel right, and you want to get to the bottom of it. That consultation can be set up right there on the website, top right corner of the site, and also throughout Louisiana, now in Mississippi. Check out those locations as well at rejuvenemedical.com.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Monday, June 10th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect mostly sunny skies with a high of 93. In hour two of today's show, LSU head baseball coach Jay Johnson joins us at 8 a.m. We'll talk the latest with LSU football in the transfer portal and more. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number two of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back. OTB, youtube.com/1045 ESPN. Hit the like button, share with your friends, subscribe to the OTB Saints, OTB LSU channel. T-Bob, Jacob, Landra, and Taylor hanging out with you today. Hope you're all having a wonderful Monday. Right now, it is my pleasure to be joined by one of our favorite guests. He needs no introduction. LSU head baseball coach Jay Johnson. After a very busy weekend of being on the road, our guys at the airport making time for us. Coach, what's going on, man? We cannot thank you enough. How you doing this morning?
Doing all right. How you guys doing?
We're doing well. I know last week's exit really hurt. You could see it in the raw emotion after the game. How do you handle a weekend like this where you're out here preparing, there's still baseball going on? Do you watch any of these games? Do you stay abreast of the situation, or you just distract yourself with grinding?
Yeah, a little bit unavoidable because college baseball has become so popular, which is awesome. And I think, obviously, our team last year certainly helped with that. But really, I tell you, this year was different because, obviously, last year was the first year that I'd ever ended a season without a loss in terms of you won the last game of the season. And so this one was a little harder, for a lot of reasons, to be honest with you, mainly because of the energy and effort our team put in, the fight that they had to stay with the season, and playing really as well as we did in Chapel Hill. And we're, frankly, 2 outs away from, pulling off a pretty awesome feat and getting baseball back home for a super regional. So I'll be honest, I'm not quite over it yet, to be honest with you. But the only way I know how to do it is to get back to work. We've had a successful couple days recruiting, and we got a lot of work to do, so we got to keep going on that.
Coach, what is that schedule like for you? Because baseball is still going on, but you have work to do, like you said, and so you're out there recruiting, and baseball schedule is a little bit different than the football calendar. So for you, what does it look like maybe the last week, and what are you trying to do to make sure that you talk to every recruit that you want to? Because, obviously it's very competitive right now with everybody entering the portal already.
Yeah. So, just kind of backtracking, we lost Monday night pretty late, and then that was the same day that the transfer portal opened, and then we flew back on Tuesday, and then Wednesday was pretty much taken up all day with our player exit meetings And then on Thursday, I was actually out and went to see a player. Flew back home Friday for an official visit. And then Saturday, got back out and did 2 home visits yesterday. So, and then heading to actually see one of our current players, right now. So kind of hopping around, be back tomorrow, and we got another official visit tomorrow.
So now we're in the it's a classic thing that we hear more and more from college coaches. You're having to do the high school recruiting, you're doing the portal recruiting, and then also you're doing retention recruiting. How do you handle the latter part there? Like how have you developed a system for retention, given that this is a relatively new science?
Yeah, I mean, I love our players, and myself and our staff really pour into our players. I don't think it's common, relative to the things that they have available to them at LSU. And I am very proud of what we've done in the 3 years, obviously. And I'm proud of my coaches and the resources we provide them to help them become Major League Baseball players. And for me, that should be enough to retain guys. It's a different era that we live in, and that's okay. And you can't. I've said this to you guys many times. I don't get too caught up in the way the rules are. Do I like something or I don't like something?
Yep.
You just have to adapt, adjust, improvise, overcome, whatever you want to. But we got a good group. I'll tell you one thing is the guys that were rolling through my office on Wednesday. The character of what we will have returning is very strong. Like, it's a good starting point from a human being, leadership perspective, and with some talent, getting Chase Shores back and healthy next year is a massive deal. Like this year looks a little bit different if he's healthy wire to wire. And so to win 43 games, probably without your best pitcher for the entire season, proud of the team for doing that. And that's what I'm speaking to relative to that character. Kate Anderson, full bought in, type guy. Will get Jaden Newt back healthy. So we have a really good start, with some of the pitching staff. Obviously, those freshmen got to play. And I think the experiences that we went through, both in terms of adversity and overcoming adversity, will really, really help us with a solid foundation. And now we got to get a few more players. And that's just the nature of college baseball right now.
Coach, we've talked with you about this before, but obviously, like, guys you're recruiting out of high school, there's some that are going to have the opportunity to go to the MLB draft. And I don't know how y'all deal with that, like sweating back and forth, like going, are they going to get drafted? Are they going to have a number that maybe keeps them, coming to LSU? What are those conversations like? And does it change? Do you think maybe a guy's not going to come to campus and all of a sudden the 11th hour that he does? Like, how fluid is that situation?
Yeah, I think it's fluid. I think, there's so much information nowadays. Like, you get a pretty good idea. They fall into 3 buckets. Number 1, they're gone. Number 2, there's the number 2 group. Number 3, they're coming. Number 2, that's kind of the group you got to focus on keeping. And we have some guys in that, and we actually have some guys with our junior class or draft eligible class. There's about 6 of them that, like, it could legit go either way. So that's like part of what I'm doing today is laying a foundation for one of those guys to say that they have a great landing spot, should they come back to LSU and help them improve their pro baseball situation. But it's pretty fluid. If you want to be comfortable and know what exactly everything holds this time of year, I don't recommend being a college baseball coach. So we just attack it one player at a time.
Yeah, and you've talked about a ton in the past, but the pitch continues to get stronger and stronger in terms of college maybe being the route to go out of high school over the minors. And you just look at like MLB prospect rankings, and more you see the college players at the top, and you see them every weekend in this league. And so I want to ask you kind of a big picture question that we've been playing with, Coach, or a topic, I guess, where, in football we talk about the Big Two, and it's the Big Ten and the SEC. Well, in baseball it feels like we got the Big Two, and they're already here. It's maybe even further ahead than football. I mean, depending on today's outcome, you'll either have 4 SEC and 4 ACC teams or 5 and 3. and you're someone who has been out west and comes from out there. Like, what do you think the future of college baseball looks like? Is it all going to be centered around the Southeast?
Yes. In as simple as I could. I made a statement. I don't remember if it was on this show or not, but that I really believed we'd be in first place in any other league, but the SEC. And I don't think I sound like a dummy anymore based on how we played at the end and how the College World Series has turned out. And we did not win, but we took the number one team in that other conference. It's going to have 3 or 4 bids to the wire.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like Apollo Creed, Rocky Balboa, and Rocky 2, where they both hit the mat, and they got up on the 8 count, and we didn't quite get up fast enough.
Yep.
Now, Coach, will you get a chance, to do something like maybe going to watch some of your former players, like a Paul Skeens? Will you get a chance to maybe go see one of his starts? Obviously, he's been the talk of Major League Baseball. Will you get any kind of downtime to maybe go have a little fun, see one of your former players?
Well, I told him I would do that this summer, so I will definitely come through on that, because he came through for me about 19 times last year. So, I owe that guy my life, and I'm so proud of him. And, man, it was really cool, just the other day. And it's like, I mean, all these outings have been awesome, and he's just carving everybody, and it looks like what he was doing through the schedule last year, he's just doing it in the major leagues. But when the dude's striking out Freddie Freeman, and Ohtani, for God's sakes, like that's pretty cool. I got to be honest with you.
I just love how smooth he looks, just like a whip. His whole body, just like a whip that builds to that release point. Coach, correct me if I'm wrong. Were you in Nick Mangione's wedding? Did I make that up?
Yeah, I went to it.
Okay,
and,
you went to his wedding.
He is one of my best friends, and kind of a weird story. We were at all the whatever you call it, rehearsal dinner. You can tell I'm not a expert, at this type of thing. And this is many years ago, but we were just at the hotel and just sitting there talking about baseball. The dude's getting married in like 14 hours, but it was like 3:00 in the morning. And he's just like, hey, man, I had a room that had 2 beds. He's like, do you mind if I just crash here tonight and then go in the morning? So he's the best. And I got to be honest, if we're not there, obviously I'm happy that he is. And he's put his blood, sweat, and tears into that program and knowing what that looks like. And they're really, really good.
Yeah.
As we saw last year in the Super Regional. And just because you're good, it doesn't mean that you make it all the time. But I'm happy for him and very proud of him.
Would you go so far as to say you have a rooting interest in this Omaha?
I will say this. I respect all the teams, that advanced to College World Series. I would definitely say that would be my horse. And then, I'll be honest, like a lot of respect for North Carolina, too, playing them and Coach Forbes. And that was a great environment. And, it's a week of baseball, remember, my entire life, and in that regional. And I think they have a really good team. And, the other ones, we may not like them, from the fan side of it, but there's a lot of respect, and so it'll be a great College World Series. I think what you're seeing, and this was definitely the case last year, is, most of the best teams are making it through. And last year was a great College World Series, obviously. I don't know how much I'll watch because we got a lot to do.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of the right teams that are in there.
Well, Coach, look, we can't thank you enough here at OTB for coming on with us every single week, making time for us. I mean, you're out here grinding, like you said, flying all over the place, still coming on, giving us such thoughtful, sincere answers. So a huge thank you from us. Congrats on an awesome season. I know it didn't end the way you wanted it, but like I messaged you afterwards, man, y'all went out on your shield. And that's all you ever want, is to be able to look in the mirror and say, I did everything I could at the end of the day. And this team definitely did that. So congrats to you and the boys. And best of luck with this offseason, man.
I appreciate that. Talk to you guys soon.
All right, later. Coach Jay Johnson, legend.
That's a lot of moving parts.
By the way, did you catch it? Allegedly, Alondra, we're back. He flew back home for a Friday official and then back out on Saturday.
So the word
Sounds
on the
to me like
street
maybe it was Root.
The word on the street was, like I said, this is all rumor, that they were at dinner at a steakhouse.
Yeah.
And that's where people saw them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's the rumor going
I'm
around
saying
town.
it checks out though, right?
Hanging on Tiger droppings. I just saw that's where I saw it.
Hell yeah.
I've been hanging around Twitter, but yeah.
Which steakhouse? I mean, I know no free pub, but I'm just kind of curious.
Chris
Ruth
Ruth.
Chris?
Chris
Ruth.
Chris Ruth.
Say Chris Ruth.
Chris
Okay, now it gets a little hairier, T-Bob.
Signed by some guy, Baby Ruthie.
I actually heard it was Fleming's.
See, that's why I say rumor.
That's what I'm saying. Now it gets a little hairier because now we don't know.
I am Root. I guess we should talk maybe just a second about who Root is. He was East Carolina's number 2. He's a sophomore this last year, but he had a bit of a breakout year. He's a lefty. He's viewed as one of the top lefties in the 25 MLB draft. 63 and 2/3 innings pitched, 5-2 record, 3.82 ERA. Not like crazy strikeout numbers, based on, well, actually, I mean, look, I don't want to, no, very damn good. It's just there's like overwhelming guys out there that sometimes can, you kind of saw one in Luke Holman if you just look at the K numbers, but 69 Ks, 20 walks.
That's not bad.
No, not at all. Not at all. I mean, 70 Ks and 63 innings. Yeah, that's great. But who knows? Maybe he chooses to come to LSU. Ooh, so
3.82 ERA is pretty good too.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. And he dominated UNC. When was it? Late in the season. I can't remember. It was like 7 innings of 3-hit baseball. But let's think. Chase Shore, weekend starter. Griffin Herron, weekend starter. Okay, dude. Throw another lefty in there and Root maybe. A little Herring Root into the 6'9" behemoth. I know he's 6'8", but I'm going to say he's 6'9". Because if you're 6'8", you're basically 6'9".
Jay said best
Chris
pitcher.
Ruth.
Your best pitcher.
Yeah.
We were talking about Shores.
Yeah, I would. Again,
I mean, but he said when your best pitcher. Like he thought he would have been maybe this year.
Yeah, I that's what I'm saying.
And that's with
I
two
agree.
top 60 players in the upcoming MLB draft.
Yeah, just for some reference, it's a good point. Trey LeBlanc, do we think Jared Jones is coming back? I find that so hard to believe. I would love it.
I wonder who he was meeting with then, because that's what he said. He's going to see one of our players.
Yeah, maybe so.
Maybe.
I mean, look, it makes
so it'd either be Bear Jones or Griffin Herring, right?
If nothing else, Bear wouldn't lose the. Well, I never know nowadays. Is it like a young guy that they're trying to keep from going in the? I don't know, but that makes more sense. You're right there. What you're saying makes more sense. But at least Bear being a draft eligible sophomore, wouldn't you lose the leverage that he would have over the MLB?
Yeah, so for both players, Griffin Herring, Bear
Jones.
Jones, you would, hey, come back here. You're going to make a lot of money in the NIL space, and you get one more year. Now for Bear, obviously, he improved, I think, greatly on the things that his freshman year they kind of figured out by the end of the year. But still, he would be one of the top players coming back in college baseball.
Yeah, in all of college baseball.
So he would go
from
30
home runs.
I don't know, 3rd-round pick to surefire 1st-round pick if he has another year like he did.
Yeah, if you go be Charlie Condon.
Yeah.
Gulfs out that Chase Shores really say if LSU made it to Omaha, he would pitch. I think he would have been available.
He did say that.
Again, you can torture yourself with what could have been with the end of this year.
Yeah.
I'm just happy for what it was. No return. Let's finally get into some of that football recruiting that we've been teasing all show. How did Decoria Moore's visit go? Plus, I have a plan to troll Dick Condon. So come on back to Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Get Gordon. It's like Guts. Do y'all ever watch Guts? Y'all know about Guts.
Global Guts?
Yeah, they don't know about Guts. You've never set eyes on the aggro crag, have y'all?
No?
How am I supposed to work with you anymore? Pathetic.
Wow.
I always dreamed about getting a piece of the aggro crag. Never happened. But I can get Gordon by getting in an accident because, it's way easier. You don't have to go win a game show. You just call 225-888-8888 because you got in an accident and you need somebody who's going to fight for you and stand up to the big insurance companies. You follow him on social media at Get Gordon, and you'll see a lot of excellent content with your favorite athletes, the G team. A lot of names that we're talking about constantly here, members of the G team. Get Gordon, get it done today.
Go to the website,
GetGordon.com,
and you will get all the information that you need. You can ask a question, consultation set up, all those things right there at your fingertips. GetGordon.com, your area code in Louisiana, followed by 888-8888.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
Elevate brand visibility, ignite customer engagement with the power of radio and digital advertising combined. Guarantee Digital Media brings the two together as a trusted media partner in Louisiana for nearly a century. Claim your free digital audit at guaranteemedia.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Join me for a Monday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show presented by Gulf Coast Office Products. Hayden Travinsky steps in, chat with him about his career at LSU and the season coming to a close. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
This is one of the more underappreciated Lady Gaga records, but it's always had a place in my heart for sure. God, I love ska. Lady Ska, more like. All right, so I teased before the break that I really want to troll Dick Condon. I don't need to get into the reasons why, but if y'all want to do something really funny, if Eagle 98.1 is taking calls, please call in to Dick's show and try to get on air. And then when you get on air, just start chanting, Condon has a mangina, Condon has a mangina. And if you do so, you will have the gratitude of the entire OTB team, because I think that will be very funny. Guys, I know it's no doubt, guys. I've said Nora
They've
Jones,
missed the
Amy
joke the entire time.
To be fair, like a lot of people don't listen to all the segments.
No,
I've said Amy Winehouse, Nora Jones, Sarah McLachlan, Lady Gaga. I'll end it here. I know it's no doubt.
Someone went as far as to call you a dummy.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes.
Fair.
That's on me. But if you also want to put it on me, let's call up Dick Condon and just start chanting Condon has a mangina. Tweet it to him. Do whatever you have to do. I want to see how this ends.
You can even screen record Derek singing.
God.
Yes.
Phrase.
Yeah.
And send it to him.
That'd be, yes, please. I need at least one person to do this, please. All right. Let's get to. Okay, no, that's not on air friendly. Let's get to football recruiting. As DeCorian Moore was in town this weekend. Of course, you probably know about DeCorian Moore, number 1 receiver in the country, number 3 overall, number 1 player out of Texas, was committed to LSU, decommitted. LSU was completely off the list. They managed to get back in for an official. The official happened this last weekend, and apparently went really well. Here's some quotes from Marjan Moore, who's DeCorian's mother, saying, quote, "Very intimate, family-oriented, and intentional." Intentional, good word. "It was great connecting with new people and reconnecting with others. It was much needed. You can't deny the vibes, and there's so much love shown. Baton Rouge locals and LSU staff came back and checked mama's boxes. Solo official visits are the new wave." It's so funny here, adults like that sound younger because they're just my age. Solo official visits are the new wave, and more families should do it when you need focus, not just entertainment. DeCorian Moore himself would say, "They are back in the picture now. After the visit, they showed me a lot. One of the key things I wanted to see was life after football, how they take care of their athletes, how to set them up for success after football. Being that they showed me all of that, I would say they are back in the picture. They jumped right back in it, actually. I wouldn't say they're behind or in front, but they definitely showed me some things I'd be looking for in other schools, like connections. How could they help me build connections with big businessmen and people around the city? How big the LSU name holds the city of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and how much of an impact schools have on where they are." Okay, so a couple of things here. First, this boy's talented, but it's just feeling a little high maintenance right here. I mean, this is you better be able to look. It's okay to date someone who's high maintenance, but you better be willing to pay for the manis, the petties, and everything else that goes along with it. Maybe some gifts every now and then, a little purse, little jewelry, whatever. This also feels like somebody who would hit the transfer portal in a second if they're not happy. That said, maybe the more interesting conversation for our show is that last part that he's talking about, life after football. Where is it better? Because no doubt a school like Texas has more economic opportunity post-football than Louisiana. State does, at least. But is being a Texas football player as big of a deal as being an LSU football player? Maybe it is. I'm not saying either way. What do y'all think?
I'm saying no.
Do you think no?
I say this all the time, and anytime that I go, speak with official recruits that are on their visit, whatever, it's just different because every single state that you're fighting against has like Mississippi, multiple schools, Alabama, multiple schools, Florida, multiple schools, South Carolina, multiple schools. Like even Georgia has Georgia Tech, right?
Yeah.
Texas has 1,000, it feels like.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're, a Texas football player, but you're in Dallas, what does that mean? If you're a Texas football player and you're in San Antonio, what does that mean?
True.
But if you're an LSU football player and you're in Shreveport, Monroe, New Orleans, Lafayette, wherever, that holds the heaviest weight.
Yeah.
Nobody else really has that. Not Arkansas maybe, but Arkansas doesn't even, put football as their most important sport. So
I still maintain that Georgia Tech's irrelevant. I maintain that Georgia and Ohio State have that.
Georgia,
and they're the other two major ones.
Right. Well, I'm talking about in this, here in this portion of the country.
South,
I mean, but still, I agree with you what Georgia's done. But like Georgia Tech won a national championship in the early 90s. So
Ramblin' Rick.
There's some relevance there. And now Georgia can sell it probably better than they ever could before. But, like, that's what you have here. Like, if you're an LSU football player, it doesn't matter where you go in the state of Louisiana. That's the most important thing. Like, I would say, like, even it beats the pro team. Like, even like if you're – think about this, and I might be wrong. I might be way off here. Like, Joe Burrow in Louisiana, Drew Brees in Louisiana.
I don't know. That's a tough one to score. I don't.
All right. Is there anywhere else that would even be like a debate?
No. To be fair, no. To be fair, it would have to be like if Matt Ryan had won the Super Bowl. To go back to the George example, I feel like Stetson Bennett would probably still have more cachet than Ryan. But then again, I feel like the Louisiana kind of carries as a whole.
Would he the Mike Vick?
Like Stetson or Vick?
Yeah.
Oof. Throughout the entire state, because like no doubt New Orleans is Breeze, right? But throughout the entire state, it's tougher because, like you're saying, you're kind of unified a bit more top to bottom under the banner of LSU, whereas I know a lot of my 318 brethren who are Cowboys fans. Or
don't put that on us. Put that on that man right there in front of you.
I didn't say everybody.
That man right there in front of you.
I didn't say everybody. I did not say you. And there's a lot of people in South Louisiana who are fans of other NFL teams as well, for sure. I kind of agree with the sentiment that maybe it is a bit more united to the state. So you do believe that like maybe like in terms of importance of playing football and what it could mean for like people giving a damn about who you are, that the kind of big fish in a little pond of Louisiana is potentially better than the kind of big fish in a big pond.
I think so.
Yeah.
I've experienced it.
I mean, again, I think I agree with that. I just, I'm probably biased a bit, but yeah, I feel like, because I've experienced it as well, right? Obviously.
And like to your point about Ohio State kind of being in the same category, they are, because like it's a massive state.
That's crazy.
That loves their football, and Ohio State, like sure, there's Ohio University in Athens, but they're in the MAC. Ohio State and Cincinnati, like those are great. That's cool, but it's the Buckeyes.
Yeah.
And Bobby's the mayor of Columbus, right? Like those things, like that doesn't happen everywhere.
No.
Like I've got friends that play quarterback at some of the biggest schools that in the Pac-12, and it didn't matter.
No.
Like just
Pac-12 is the worst for this conversation.
Yeah.
You don't want to go. If you go to a Pac-12 school, you're going to be quickly forgotten. See, if you go to LSU, you're going to people ask you for 15 years about snapping the ball against Tennessee in 2009.
Yeah.
I'll take it. As an O-lineman, we love to see it. For what this is worth, DeCorey Moore is going to visit Texas, Ohio State, and Oregon in the coming weeks. I have no expectation when it comes to Moore. I'm glad the visit went well. I'm glad that OV solos are the move, but I'm just going to sit back and wait and see, because even if he signs and comes here, I'm still not convinced that he won't be gone in like 6 months. Like I think I'll tell you what Eomer told Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas. Do not trust to hope. It is forsaken in these lands. But you know what? It ended up kind of working out for Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas, so maybe it can work out here as well.
Look, there is a point where, and I know recruiting resources aren't a problem, but I'm talking about just the time portion of the recruiting resources. Like there's other 5-star receivers that have LSU on their top whatever list. So like, is there a point eventually where you're like, okay, hey, this is our pitch. Like, here's who we are.
Yeah.
And we'd love for you to join us. But also, like, there's other players that maybe they're not to the level. Maybe they're right underneath the level of player that Moore is. But like, hey, we're gonna put these resources into these fellas.
It does kind of make you wonder, because he's obviously an elite talent. But is it almost like, are you almost going for as much of a symbolic win as well? Because there was something really overwhelmingly strong about being able to say we have the number one quarterback, number one running back, and number one wide receiver all committed at the same time.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty absurd. So maybe they're chasing that, but yeah. That's a great point, Jake. I'm not sure. So we'll continue to watch it. But coming up next, we got some really good news in terms of who's going to be returning to LSU football this fall, and it's at a position of need. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Do you want a Toyota Sienna minivan? Well, guess what? You want All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge. You can custom order that thing, man. You want to go opposite of the Murdout Mini? Whiteout Winnie? I don't know what you would call it. But if you want to go all white, the point is you can customize your vehicle however you want with your friends at All Star Toyota. Or if you need a car immediately, you just go and see what they got there on the on the property. Toyota certified used vehicles. You still get great prices, great warranty coverage, brand new. I love the newer Toyotas. The hybrid models save you so much money on gas. And look, if you ever need a service center, all makes and models welcome over there at All-Star. Go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
When you go to the website, you can check out the new vehicles. You can check out what you can lease, and you can check out the rentals. Find everything in all three of those processes, though. That's what we always tell you. You're not going to find that anywhere else. Like, we can promise you that. So check it out on the website. Find the vehicle that meets your needs and your family's needs, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $11,000 off the new 23 Dodge Charger. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $11,000 off the powerful new Charger. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, party plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Monday's AFR, presented by Relief Windows. John Emery back at LSU. What does it mean for the running back room for the Tigers? Saints are on the practice field for minicamp. We'll preview it. Join us Monday, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Smash Mouth! Welcome back, OTB. I forgot
This
we were
is really
supposed
good
to
on the
talk about
Shrek
here,
soundtrack.
because I just keep thinking about the
Trump
Sharks? Shark bit. We have to play the Trump Shark audio hour 3. It is truly his magnum opus of hilarious absurdity. Good returning name. How about this, Jake? Well, I personally love this. So I'm interested to see how y'all feel about it. But John Emery returning to LSU. We are back. And look, it makes a lot of sense. So for those that forgot, Emery misses all of 21 for academics, plays someone in 22. Last year, 23, missed some time due to academics. Something like plays, tears his ACL late in the season. What game was that? It's absolutely brutal break. Absolutely
it was one
brutal
of the,
break.
Gosh, it was late in the season.
Late in the season. I mean, and what a rough go Emery's had, who by all accounts just a great kid. You know, struggled to, like I said, struggled to find his way in some ways, massive recruit, and it's tough, man. Everybody's life goes down different paths. So like when he hit the portal, I was kind of like, I get it, man. It's been so rough here. Like, go find your fortune for sure. And I hope that it all works out for John Emery. But the odd part about it was, you kind of felt like you were going to be a factor next year.
Yeah.
Like one of the pieces. And then Armani Goodwin goes to UAB, which I forgot about. Armani Goodwin goes to UAB. Logan Diggs and Trey Bradford run off to Ole Miss. Trey Holly has his legal trouble. And all of a sudden, you look up during spring ball, you got 2 backs. You got 2 scholarship backs. Well, now you got 3. John Emery, Josh Williams, Caleb Jackson, the 3 Musketeers. And I'm just sitting here hoping for a storybook ending, man. I'm hoping that John Emery can start to fulfill some of that incredible potential that he had out of high school that you've seen when he's had dominant, huge games and huge plays against Alabama, a guy who seemed to be at his best when the stakes were the highest. And I know he's coming off an injury and it's going to be very tough. And I'm not saying he's going to be the main back or anything, but I would love nothing more than for John Emery to become a crucial core part of this team and have some real consistent statistical success.
It is I think a major need was to get another running back, a veteran running back on this team, because like you said, you were down to 2 backs, and those 2 backs are different, just like John Emery, I think, is different than the other 2 backs.
Yeah,
and so that's important as well. So you have 3 guys that have a different skill set. And I know his career has been a little bit all over the place, but when he's been on the field, like think about some of the games that he just took the game over. Like at Auburn, what was it, 2 years ago, you probably don't win that game if it wasn't for John Emery. Even that same year against Alabama at home, he had multiple plays in that game. So John Emery's an explosive football player. He has done everything that he's had to do, needed to do. He's taken ownership of what happened with his academics as well.
Yeah.
And so he's somebody that's really matured at this time at LSU. And this is big for LSU to get John Emery, a talent like him back that knows the system, been here forever, all of that, to put him in that rotation. Like, I feel so much better now about that position group than I did before. Like, it was a real worry. Like, I liked the 2 players that you had, but you had 2 players.
Yeah.
And look, you got a freshman coming in, but you just don't know. You never know. Even at that position where freshmen can play.
Yeah, Caden Durham, right?
Right.
That's just coming in? Okay.
Yes. You never know with that position, because there's a lot of things that you have to do, and we have to see what this offense is going to call for, but like pass protection, ball security, those are 2 things that freshman backs have to learn. I think Caleb Jackson, ball security portion of it. Like, there was some times last year where he probably would have gotten more run if he would have been a little bit better with that. Now you expect him to be better as a sophomore. So I like the group now, because you were 1 injury away, T, from panic.
Yeah, real panic. Now, do we time-wise, he should be good to go by the beginning of the season. I mean, I'm not saying you're not going to be 100%, but like generally you could start playing about 6 months afterwards. Probably a little tougher for back where you're really going to be cutting on that thing. 8 months probably more ideal, but 8 months still time's up with when he would have gotten that surgery, maybe even 9 to 10. I think in my experience, the biggest thing about coming back from an ACL is the mental hurdle. It's learning to trust that knee again, learning to trust yourself, and I hope that he's attacked the physical therapy process. I also hope that while he was going to the portal stuff, that he stayed on top of the academics and everything, because obviously that would be nobody wants that for him. Again, all I want for him is success. And even when it wasn't going to be at LSU, right? I feel like he's had so many brutal breaks that even when it wasn't going to be at LSU, that was fine. I just wanted him to be able to fulfill his physical potential. But now I'm even happier that maybe he can do it here in a year where, yeah, like Jake said, you really need him. So great news there.
And look, he's somebody that I've had a lot of great conversations with. And again, like he has taken full ownership of what happened in the classroom. And I think he's matured his entire time here at LSU, and he's gone through some things, and he's had some times where the NCAA didn't do him any favors.
Yeah.
With keeping him out of multiple games, even though he had done what he had to do in the classroom. He's been here for a very, very long time, and obviously this place means a lot to him. I think if he is healthy, he is a Sunday player. Like, he'll get an opportunity to play in the NFL. He's that talented. And so I'm excited for him. I'm excited for the program because I think they both needed each other.
Look at the chat. Maybe Jay said it best. He said, across the park, Calais, Eon can put their girls through in a massive group here. Hughes, make the pass. SEMO clearly effed up Royal Dreamy, and that's okay in women's prison. And I think that pretty much sums it up on John Emery and what to expect coming up this fall. So when we get back, let's close out hour number 2 of OTB here on 104.5 ESPN.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
So y'all like that. You think that's funny, but you don't like Kyle Mooney. That is his humor.
It's
That's
not.
his
No,
exact
it's not.
humor.
No, it's not.
Yes,
I didn't laugh at either one.
Let's go Tommy's. You literally go Tommy's. GEAUX Tommy's windows, doors, and siding, okay? You want reliable window installation, okay? Bring your home to the next level. Maybe you got a nice tax return, time to reinvest in your home, whether it's hardy plank or vinyl siding, wood or vinyl windows, any type of door. You want Tommy's in his 27 years of experience. And we're so confident that I just want you to make Tommy's one of the bids for your project, okay? Make them one of the bids. Let them pitch you. Prepare to be blown away. GEAUXTommys.com. That's GoTommys.com.
Yeah, go to the website. You can see what we talk about every single day. You can check out a gallery of the work. Testimonials from past clients as well. You can see where they've won the Angie Award every single year since 2016. All that right there on their website. Give them a call today to schedule. GoTommys.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered.
Charles Sandgrove, join us for the Monday edition of Live at Lunch from Walk-Ons in Brewley. We'll recap the Super Regionals and the NBA Finals. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. Monday from Walk-Ons in Brewley on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Don't let it go away. This feeling's got to stay. Don't let it go.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Don't let it go away.
Condon has a mangina. Condon has a mangina. Please clip this and play it for him. Okay. Look. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it, but I have to. Because there's stuff going on in this country that nobody's willing to talk about, okay? And I think it's time to put it out there and really engage with it, okay? Because you know where democracy dies? In the dark. So we got to bring these issues to the light, you know, the glaring light of truth, right? Dark is lies and dishonesty. Light is truth and openness and honesty. We got to bring it to the light so we can see what it is. Here's a soundbite that really, I think, hits exactly what the country needs to hear right now.
So I said, let me ask you a question. And he said, nobody ever asked this question. And it must be because of MIT, my relationship to MIT. Very smart. He goes, I say, what would happen if the boat sank from its weight and you're in the boat and you have this tremendously powerful battery and the battery's now underwater, and there's a shark that's approximately 10 yards over there. By the way, a lot of shark attacks lately. Do you notice that? A lot of shark. I watched some guys justifying it today. Well, they weren't really that angry. They bit off the young lady's leg because of the fact that they were not hungry, but they misunderstood who she was. These people are crazy. He said there's no problem with sharks. They just didn't really understand a young woman swimming now really got decimated, and other people too. A lot of shark attacks. So I said, so there's a shark 10 yards away from the boat, 10 yards. Or here, do I get electrocuted if the boat is sinking, water goes over the battery, the boat is sinking? Do I stay on top of the boat and get electrocuted? Or do I jump over by the shark and not get electrocuted? Because I will tell you, he didn't know the answer. He said, you know, nobody's ever asked me that question. I said, I think it's a good question. I think there's a lot of electric current coming through that water. But you know what I'd do if there was a shark or you get electrocuted? I'll take electrocution every single time. I'm not getting near the shark. So we're going to...
That's maybe a top 10 audio piece of all time to me. That's his magnum opus. There's so many beautiful details. I can't understand exactly if I'm supposed to be upset about like EV boats or sharks or people being woke about sharks. I think I don't understand why the government's trying to hide the shark attack information, but they are. But my God, that was just beautiful. What would y'all do though?
If I had
boat sinking, you're gonna get electrocuted.
Sinking, I'm either gonna get electrocuted or go with the shark.
Yeah,
I'll go with the shark.
Yeah, I'm
going with the shark.
Really?
Yeah.
I already told you. All you gotta do is hit
punch
its
it in the nose.
Yeah. Give me the shark all day.
But then you're just floating in the water. The boat sank.
Like he said, he mistaked that girl. Like he didn't know. The shark didn't know it was a lady swimming. He mistaked the girl.
Yeah, he mistaked the girl for sure. He didn't. I mean, exactly. He wasn't hungry. He was just testing the waters.
Yeah.
I love how Trump was like, yeah, you know, she got decimated.
my favorite part by far. Hey guys, look, let's be clear about this. I think our society's doomed no matter what. Okay, so you vote for whoever the hell you want to. That's great. Good on you. Let's do it. This is literally nothing political. I find this to be deeply funny. I just love to MIT. Very smart.
Yeah.
Probably because my relationship with MIT. Very smart. Nobody's ever asked me that before. Nobody's ever asked you about the hypothetical of the EV-powered boat sinking and the shark being 10 feet away? I can't.
And he goes, I think it's a good question.
It's
why is nobody talking about this?
Why is nobody talking? It's so funny too, because you know, like it's you're never gonna find a more friendly crowd than a political rally, because you know ostensibly those are all people that are there just to hype you up.
Yeah.
And even the crowd's a bit like, what are we talking? What are we talking about here?
Yeah,
Like I played for Les Miles. Like I know that feeling very well. Like, okay, coach. I feel like we're supposed to get. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go. I don't know what. I'm a little confused as to where the motivation was, but let's go, dude. Let's do this.
How did that start? That's the first time I'm hearing that. Like
I have no idea. I just ran across a random tweet that was basically saying like this. You know, he's achieved his peak form. And I agree that is, like I said, that is his magnum opus.
Man.
That said, good point on the fact that you can't fight electricity in the water, right?
Yeah.
You could potentially fight a shark.
But I'm pretty sure that, like, if we're doing EV boats, there's probably a way around that. You're not going to get electrocuted in the water.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point, right? Like, there has to be some sort of shut off or something along those.
It feels like he was riffing. Like he didn't have that. He didn't have that prepared at all. He was just like, "Oh, sharks."
I think it was prepared.
Sure.
I think it was written in his rundown.
No, that was definitely just a little crowd work. He was just doing a little freestyle crowd work.
Yeah, he's good at it.
A lot of sharks. Everybody let's talk about it. A lot of shark attacks.
Why aren't we talking about
which
the shark
apparently
attacks? I missed
it, and y'all are telling me that there's like thousands of sharks off of Pensacola Beach or something.
Hundreds of thousands.
We'll pull up the video later.
Not hundreds of thousands.
No.
It's like
just
hundreds.
teeming with sharks.
But no, there's hella sharks that are, and there's a lot of attacks too.
Damn.
And no one's talking about it but Trump.
None of this is doing any favors for my already irrational shark fear. Hour 3 of OTB next.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Go to Accutemp Baton Rouge, AccutempBR.com, AccutempBR.com for all your AC, heating, and electrical needs. You want to go to Accutemp Baton Rouge and take control of your comfort zone today. Guys, it's getting hot. You know, you felt it this weekend. Definitely, you know, it's fine if you're in shorts and a shirt, but if you're in pants, like shout out to all the people who have to wear pants to work. I have pants on today, but I don't have to.
Well, we wear pants because it's a little chilly in here.
It's a little chilly in here for sure. But even then, I don't. Okay, whatever. The point is, it's really hot, and you need to make sure your AC doesn't go out. So you call up Accutemp, you ask maybe about the Star Club membership, what they send up for you, or you just have them come into your home, look at your system, make sure you're avoiding catastrophic issues down the road. Also with storm season here, right around the corner. Maybe explore a whole home generator. Get a free professional estimate, protect you and your family. Go to Accutemp Baton Rouge, AccutempBR.com.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $11,000 off the new 23 Dodge Charger. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $11,000 off the powerful new Charger. All new Bayou vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz vans.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here on Monday, June 10th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect mostly sunny skies with a high of 93. In hour 3 of today's show, we'll talk some weekend winners, the NFL story of the day, and a little bit of New Orleans Saints news. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch them in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now. Let we go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I gotta come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back. Oh. Hour number 3. Taylor did a subpar job of laying out the hour. Nah, I'm just kidding. I forgot. I feel like I had something funny to say before we got into weekend winners, but I'm guessing you can kind of see where this is going. I think I've forgotten what the funny thing I was going to say was. It wasn't a Taylor joke. In just classic form, my immature need to constantly needle Taylor has upset what would have been actually good show content. So maybe there's some sort of lesson to be learned in that, but I'm not going to learn it. F that. I'm just going to keep making fun of Tay-Tay. We do have his NFL story of the day coming up, though, so whatever that's worth. I'm just still thinking about sharks, man. Can't get it out of my head. Cannot get it out of my head.
Well, good thing is you don't go to the beach. Like, your vacations are all at Disney, so there's no sharks at Disney.
I did just watch so there's a girl on YouTube, Jenny Nicholson. Kind of crazy, man. She does these incredibly long critiques, and she has over 1 million subscribers, and not a ton of videos. She did a 4-hour video on the Galactic Cruiser, that Star Wars hotel they were trying to make work at Disney that failed miserably, which I kind of championed. And now in hindsight, it looks so incredibly dumb. Before I watched this video, it looked dumb. Now it feels really, really dumb. But
what happened to it?
It just
failed?
You know what? It turns out people didn't want to pay even more than you normally pay for Disney to stay inside of a hotel for 2 days where you can't see the outside world. Like you go to Disney and you would pay $6,000 for a 2-day stay, which is far more than even a regular Disney trip, and you have to stay locked inside this space station for 2 days, except for when you get to go to like Batuu. the Galaxy's Edge or whatever, because you got to get your money's worth, right? So you got to do all the activities on the ship, but then the activities don't seem like they're that fun. It just, and it just, so what kind of gets exposed in the critique, though, again, I thought it sounded cool, and now I see it's not. It would be fun with kids, I'm sure, but still. What she really exposes in the critique, and this is someone who loves Disney. Again, going to October. I think we already got another trip planned for like February. I'm a nerd. I'm obsessed. Throw all my disposable income into it. What does get exposed is Disney. You can see why Disney is struggling. They're losing a lot of the way, and this is a bit, pie in the sky. This is a bit doe-eyed and naive, but they seem to, and she doesn't frame it this way. This is me framing it this way. They seem to be losing some of kind of Walt's original vision in terms of how you treat the customer. And as she points out, it's becoming more and more of a Spirit Airlines situation, which I didn't realize is how Spirit Airlines works, is that the reason why the tickets are so cheap is because you're just getting the ticket. And then every single amenity added on top, even down to like pretzels or whatever, is extra money, right? Yeah. In that same way, Disney's going down a bit of a similar path. And again, I still love it. My kids love it. That's fine. I do wonder what maybe some of the long-term ramifications are going to be as they continue to take the cheap routes to nickel and dime, to add expenses. Maybe it won't matter because idiots like me keep doing it. But just regardless of if you agree with her or not, which I do, her critique was chef's kiss, wonderful. Jenny Nicholson. I can't recommend going and check it out enough. 4 hours. Listen to it for the past 2 weeks, basically, while driving. I know.
4 hour?
4 hours. And it's got 8 million views in a couple weeks. How about that?
I mean, look, Disney people are different. They'll listen to stuff like that.
I mean, but again, it's not even, she does critiques of all kinds of different things, but whatever. Yeah. She's very smart, very cool. Very smart, very cool. Has a great relationship with MIT.
I'm going to keep listening to Jagged Edge on my way to work.
Yeah. I keep listening to that Royal Otis Linger remix.
It's good.
Came out.
It's really good.
Yeah. Daniel Blunt says, T-Bob, not weekend winner, The Acolyte. I mean, I watched the first episode. I haven't watched second yet. I think it's okay. Seemed fine.
That?
It's a new Star Wars show. But that's what we were just talking about, man.
And there's too much.
Saturation, bro.
Too much.
I mean, Marvel does less than nothing for me now. Marvel actually deadens my loins, right? I used to get a bit excited. Now it'll bring me midnight to 6, which is hard to do. You start talking about Marvel, and I'm kind of even getting there, or maybe soft to do.
Yeah, soft to do.
But I'm kind of even starting to get there with Star Wars a little bit. I still love it. I love the originals, but I don't have that drive or need to talk about it like it was when Mando season 2 was popping off and whatever. And there's some that they warned about, And again, it kind of goes back to Disney's overall problems right now and why they're struggling as a corporation so much. They are foregoing quality in the name of profit and quantity, which if you're a corporation is always going to be the way of things because by your very nature, it is to pursue profit over everything. What you have to, I think, sometimes help, or what's impossible to do, but what I think probably needs to be done in terms of longer term health needs to be to convince these corporate overlords that there's something to be said for sacrificing some short-term profit to ensure the customer is happy and therefore gaining long-term ground that you would not gain otherwise. But Daniel Blunt says, it's like the Saints. I'll still watch even when you suck. I know, but then eventually it stops, right? I was like that with Marvel for a while. I've not checked out a Marvel thing in forever. I just asked you if Loki season 2 came out.
Yeah. I used to watch everything that came out. Now it's I missed 7 series that they've done.
Yeah. I will say this. There's going to be, like Scott Dice says, Deadpool and Wolverine will get you hard again. I agree. There are some movies that are, still going to, a mainline Star Wars movie as well. I'll absolutely see. But it's just, those are kind of becoming the exception, not the rule. And that makes me a little sad.
Yeah, but, you're going to have Disney beers. When you going? October?
Yeah, it's going to be awesome,
Yeah.
Epcot Beers is just going to race it
Epcot
all.
Beers. I forgot,
Yeah, Epcot specifically. But Come on, Disney.
Oh, my God. Why?
Again, it's probably not going to change, though, because of idiots like me. They're just going to keep bending over and spreading our cheeks for Disney. But, hey, I'll do it again, dude. You know? It's given me some of the best memories of my life, unfortunately. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was the last great MCU movie. I was too tired when I watched it. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 did nothing for me either, unfortunately. But hey, man.
The last Spider-Man was okay with all the different Spider-Mans.
Yeah. Look, that's what I'm saying. There's always going to be exceptions, right? That MC, yes, Spider-Man, especially for like our age, yeah. And yes, Spider-Verse is, you know how I feel about Spider-Verse too. That's like my favorite movie in like years and years and years. I think that's a landmark animation in the vein of like a Snow White or a Sleepy Beauty. I think it had Toy Story. I think it changed the game. But it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. But you know what? Better to have loved and lost than never loved at all. I don't want to be the angry nerd sitting here decrying too many Storts and too many Star Wars when I used to feverishly search message boards on the early internet back in like 2004 trying to find any news on a Green Lantern movie. Only to get my wish
you
fulfilled.
Got one.
Yeah.
You got one.
Yeah, I got the wish.com version of Green Lantern.
You got the Temu version.
Even though it did lead to maybe the funniest Deadpool joke. At the end of Deadpool 1, Ryan Reynolds has the Green Lantern script, and he's like, Green Lantern, you finally made it. And he shoots himself in the back of the head as Deadpool.
Yeah.
No, I disagree with this. Gulch says that Disney screwed over Tiana by giving her a halfway refurbished ride that's the amount of the value instead of giving her a brand new ride. Nah, man, I think the Tiana ride looks pretty sweet.
It looked okay in that video.
I think it looked pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
And it didn't look halfway to me either.
No,
really.
and also they had comparisons. Like it was like the old
It was
one.
way more filled out than the old one. Yes.
I thought it looked really good.
I agree. Well, I'll be the judge. I'll let you know what.
Yeah, let me know.
Apparently
you know how they let people ride it beforehand or whatever? It's like broke down.
Yeah, it did. It broke down second day or something.
Well, I mean,
like
look,
that.
that's always going to happen. That's like Rise of the Resistance, which may be the best ride I've ever ridden or close to it. Literally breaks down daily.
Well, also, they rethemed it. Like the ride itself is still old.
Yeah.
It's not a brand new ride.
No, I know, but I doubt what. Well, I don't know. I'm talking out my ass here. If I had to guess, the ride itself is not breaking. It's probably those new animatronics.
Yeah.
Because they got a ton of very impressive new animatronics.
Look, we got. I was telling you when we went to Universal, we got to ride a Velocicoaster, like an early ride or whatever. We were like 4 carts from getting on. It broke down for like an hour. It was brand new.
Oh, wait, right when you were 4 from getting on, and you waited? Did you wait it out?
Yeah, we waited. I mean, we had already waited in line for an hour, and it was like 4 more rides. And you could see
y'all didn't spring for the Fast Pass?
You could see the queue. Well, it wasn't when we got there, we did not know it was open. It was supposed to be open next week, but they like opened it. We just got lucky for like an early.
God, that sucks. Yeah, and I know, Kyle. Thank you. The Spider-Verse movies are produced by Sony, but that new Spider-Man was good with Tobey and everybody and Andrew Garfield. All right. When we get back, let's do our weekend winners, and then we're getting to our Tay-Tay NFL story of the day. Keep it locked right here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
CentralPlumbing.org. CentralPlumbing.org, 925-8552, 925-8552. Go to Central Plumbing today and just call them up and be like, hey, fix my plumbing. Don't do that. Be like, hey, excuse me. How you doing? Hope you're having a great day. My toilet's not working. Could you send somebody out? And they will. 24/7 marriage service, flat rate pricing, excellent warranty coverage once the work is done, licensed, bond, insured employees. You have peace of mind before, during, and after. CentralPlumbing.org.
Yeah, when you go to the website, it's not only in emergencies like we tell you about. Now, certainly any weekend, holiday, big game day, they'll come out and they'll fix whatever issue you have. But check out the website to see what they can do for you as far as a remodel at your home, at your business. So many different options for you. Also, we always encourage you to check out the tankless water heaters. Never run out of hot water Again, so no matter what you do, laundry, dishes, shower, all at the same time, you'll be okay with the tankless water heater, centralplumbing.org.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air during Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob, The Hunt Palmer Show, and after further review with Matt Moscone.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
When things heat up, you don't just want a cold one. You want the coldest one. The cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged one. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we as farmers strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Join me for a Monday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products. Hayden Travinsky steps in, chat with him about his career at LSU and the season coming to a close. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
You don't have to forget. Just remember this Sunday, all right?
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Jamin, I love Marley, dude. The best. I believe this comes from the Exodus album. Shout out to the Wailers. Not shout out to the Sharkers, just to the Wailers. Let's do some weekend winners.
That's how winning is done.
That's right! We can't have anyone freak out there, okay? We've got to keep our composure. We've got too far.
I'm by winning. I win here and I win there. Now what?
Are you doing what it takes to win a championship?
Wow, winning.
Well, then I guess there's only one thing left to do. What's that? Win the whole thing.
My first weekend winner going to my guy, Nathan Velasquez. one of the original OTB, actually the original OTB video producer, moved to New York many, many years ago. We used to do the post show together, everything else. He got married.
Oh, congrats.
Over the weekend. Yep. And it's crazy because the girl he married, the first time I ever remember, seeing her name or kind of meeting her, or I'd say meeting, was when we were doing the post show, which nobody watched on Facebook, but her and a couple others. And she would comment during that show. And now they're married happily in New York City. Said it was the best day of his life. Wish I could have been there. Kids recital meant I could not, but a massive weekend winner to my guy, Nathan Velasquez. Love you and Leanne, and I hope you all have a great life together.
Hell yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Post-show show?
Post-show show.
Why'd y'all do that?
It's a funny name.
Post-show show.
Yeah, it's the post-show.
Y'all just did it for fun?
Show. Yeah. Yeah, just trying to do additional content. And
that's when the show was only 2 hours, though, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe.
Also, I really hope that audio is just buried on Facebook. We talked about some really weird stuff.
On what Facebook was it on?
I don't know.
What
Not going to tell you.
Tell me.
No.
Jake, do you know?
I have no idea. I wasn't on the show
Not
yet.
I will
tell
be contacting Nathan Velasquez after the show.
Tell you. No, I don't think any of us wants that audio out there.
Oh, is that kind of stuff? Okay.
I mean, some days got very weird.
Okay.
Some days got very weird.
It was you and Nathan?
Avo Mars. Okay, relax. No, Avo Mars wanted to say no one watched. Damn. Okay, no, Avo was
Where were
there all
they,
the time.
As you and Nathan?
Me, Nathan, whoever did the show. It was like whoever was on the show that day. So sometimes like me, Nathan Rivers, like Tony Lightfoot did some episodes.
Oh,
like,
Lord.
Holy Tony Lightfoot.
Yeah.
That was my first video producer. It was Tony.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at this. Vincent was there for the post-show show. Daniel Basham, shout out to.
Okay.
Shout
So
out.
people were
Nookie,
watching.
Nookie was there.
You just
My
hand waved
guys.
them.
No, it was literally like 20, 30 people. That's all I mean. And it was nowhere else. And no, they refused to. Well, of course they refused to, like, because we talk about like
Yeah.
prison
Okay.
guards
Yep.
exceedingly large
Yep.
and smelly genitals and whatnot.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Like that
What?
hypothetical that we played with during the commercial break, that would have 1,000% been on air.
All right.
Okay. Weekend loser, baseball umpires, always and forever. In the Clemson-Florida game, they tried to make it about them and not the fantastic baseball game that was being played. There was a situation where there was a ground ball and Kaggs comes off the mound. The runner runs into him, and look, it got chirpy. Like, okay, cool. Go back to your dugout. You go back to yours. I mean, they eject players in that situation. And then you had someone hit the go-ahead home run, which he probably thought was going to win the game, slam his bat down, look at his dugout and get fired up. They throw him out of the game.
What?
Baseball umpires, like, it's not about you. I know that you think more than the quarterback, the starting pitcher, the star point guard, you think it's about you, but I promise you it's not. Nobody is there to see you. I don't know why this happens, and it happens like every single level of baseball. I feel like I'm not talking about like youth baseball, but I'm talking about like college, minor leagues, professional. Like, it always seems that you're trying to make it about you, and you'll blow up to people. I don't understand baseball umpires. They're like, you'll get in the way and they would put your hand on their chest. I'm like, if that was football and a referee put his hand on somebody's chest, like, it'd be a real situation. And I don't know. And the guy stood there, he's like pointing back at the dugout and like bowing up to a college baseball player. You were not tight. You were not cool,
tight.
baseball
Decidedly
umpire.
untight.
Oh, the worst. I don't know why.
Loose.
Why are you like that?
I
don't get it. I do not get it.
Maybe there's just something in the Venn diagram of like the personality that it takes to do a job like that. I don't know. Because I mean, it's a job where you have to be uber confident. And maybe that's all of refereeing, but maybe especially so in baseball where it's like every single time you're going to be open up to counter. I don't know.
Just I don't know if it's like a cloak of being invincible or if it's just like tough guy, but like the way they puff their chest out, almost like you can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
One day they're gonna find out. I don't know when it's gonna happen, and I'm not calling for that.
Are you calling for people to just punch umps in the face?
I'm just saying I'm not calling for it. I mean,
good. No, I do like legally covering your bases. Be like, y'all should definitely tag it up, but I'm not saying you should. But if you wanted to, maybe think about it.
I'd
It's
got
up
my
to you,
money's
though.
worth if I'd have got kicked out of a super regional.
A lot of umps being attacked. No one's talking about it. Don't know why.
All right,
What would happen if you were? I mean, would you get banned? Like if the kid that got, what do you think? Like if the kid that got thrown out, like hit the ump.
I guess so, probably, yeah.
Soft.
But it's the NCAA, so it'd take 3 years of a process. You'd already be in the big leagues
Just
by
keep
then.
appealing it. Yeah, you'll be good to go.
Weekend winner Scotty Scheffler won
how about
the
it?
Memorial Tournament,
Oh, he won some.
breaking
Shocker.
more new ground. He broke his own earnings record. So he is at he made $21 million in 2023, and right now he's at like $24 million. He just won $4 million after winning the Memorial Tournament. So shout out Scotty. They tried to bring my man's down. Didn't work.
Yeah, weekend winner. That baby.
Yeah.
Something tells me that they're gonna have generational wealth.
Yes.
When this is all said and done.
Yep.
Weekend loser, Officer what's his name's pants.
Yeah.
Gillis.
Officer Gillis.
Officer, yeah, that's right.
Which makes
Officer
that
Gillis.
way funnier.
I agree. Poor Officer Gillis pants is $80 pants.
All right, for me, weekend winner, the defense of the Boston Celtics. If you guys have not watched this series, T-Bob knows I'm a big
I tried
Luka-
game one.
Yeah, well, so they've held them to 89
better.
and 98 points. Yeah, game 2 is a little bit more competitive. They only won by about 7. But they're letting Luka Doncic do what he wants to do, and that's the perfect game plan. He's averaging 31 points per game this series, but in the first 2 games of the series, no one outside of Luka has touched 20 points. Kyrie Irving was the closest at 16 points last night. They're shutting everybody else down. They're letting Luka do what he wants, and they have held them to under 100 points in back-to-back games. So weekend winner, the Celtics defense.
I saw Luka getting his ribs wrapped.
That was pregame, too.
Heating pack on there.
He's out there doing everything
He's hurting.
possibly can, too. I mean, he got no help. I mean, P.J. Washington played pretty well last night, but Kyrie's not doing anything
So
right
Kyrie-
now.
Hasn't
Kyrie
Kyrie
had
lost
12
to the Celtics 12 games in a row now.
Kyrie had 12 in game 1, 16 last night. I mean, Luka had 30 and 10 and then 32 and 11 last night. So, like, he's playing well.
It just sucks because, like, God, I hate the Celtics. I hate Boston. Oh, well. Bilbo says weekend winner, the Florida Panthers. Sure, absolutely. Are they at 1-0
Yeah.
or 2-0?
No, they're I think 1-0.
It was 1-0. The
Yeah.
first game was on
Exciting
Saturday.
game.
It was a 3-0 win, too. Like, it was,
Bobrovsky! Trust me, I'm a Panthers fan. I got a jersey, dude.
You do have a jersey.
Yeah, exactly. Weekend is. Are we contractually obligated to talk about Caitlin Clark?
Ugh. No,
Is she a weekend loser for the Olympics now?
Yeah,
It
weekend
depends if you
loser
say-
Caitlin Clark. She didn't make it onto the USA Olympic team.
Wow.
It does sound very stupid when you put it that way.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, is she the weekend winner or is the Olympic team the weekend loser? It depends on how you look at it.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know.
So WNBA players are not allowed to be weekend losers.
I will say this again. Yeah, well, you got crap for that last week for sure. Weekend loser, us LSU baseball fans, because again, we are Squidward,
Yeah.
and there's SpongeBob and Patrick running around, having so much fun. They're about to be taking
Taking
Jello
shots, right?
Weekend loser though, is it Rocco's? Is that the name of the Jello shot bar? Or am I just thinking of Po' Boys?
It's Rocco's.
It is
Yeah,
Rocco's,
it
right?
is, yeah.
Weekend loser Rocco's. No LSU.
No LSU?
No Jello shot record. Sorry,
No
guys.
888.
No.
Or what is it?
8,888 reasons to rally.
All right, that was another
Shout out, Gordon.
Chris Ruth moment
Chris
there.
Ruth.
Weekend winner Chris Ruth.
Yeah, shout out Chris. Hey, Chris. We
Chrissy
also got to
Ruthie?
give, if we're giving out weekend winners, then this one's going to be a little bit bitter. Drew Holiday.
Yes, good point.
I mean,
hate the Celtics,
such
but I love
such
Drew.
a very likable star, right? And you might call him like a secondary player. I don't think so. I think he is such a key piece to what the Bucks did, what the Celtics are doing right now. He was great in New Orleans. Yeah. Just a great human being who does whatever he has to do on whichever team that he's on. Never cares if he's a superstar.
Yeah.
Just goes out there, whatever that team's needs are, he meets that need. And, I mean, last night he was huge. Had 25 and 10 and shot over 75% from the field. He was incredible last night.
What's crazy, too, is he's about to be the final piece for two different finals teams, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like two teams that were really, really good but couldn't get over the hump. All they needed was a little Drew. And it's weird. We were looking at what you traded Drew for back in the day, and you got nothing. It was like Steven Adams, Eric Bledsoe, and a pick. But I'm not even looking, like, whatever. You had to let Drew go. Unfortunately, that era of the Pelicans was just done after the Anthony Davis drama. You had to let him go. So I'm just happy for Drew that he has found so much success. Because when he was in New Orleans, he gave everything he had, just like he's continued to in Milwaukee and now Boston.
Yeah.
Weekend winner. I don't remember if this happened over the weekend because my days are kind of running together at this point, but we didn't talk about it. Stephen Milam got invited to the USA training camp, the national team training camp. Yeah, so he's going to be training with Team USA this summer. Shout out Stephen Milam.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Monster.
Shout out Monster Milam.
All right, my last weekend winner, Marcus Semien of the Texas Rangers. So he gets hit by a pitch in the helmet, first at-bat of the game, gets on base, steals second, scores the first run of the game, comes back up to bat in the second inning. The next pitch he sees, he launches a 2-run homer, and they beat the San Francisco Giants 7-2. So getting hit in the head by a pitch, scoring a run, hitting a 2-run homer, weekend winner, Marcus Semien.
Wow, what a random winner. I mean, it's a good moment, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. Just a funny choice.
Are you a Rangers fan?
I am
Being
not.
a Cowboys fan? No. Who's your baseball team?
I don't watch a ton of Major League. I guess the Astros because I've been a couple of
You've
games.
never seen Major League?
Yeah, I've seen Major League.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said you don't watch
I've never seen Major
Is Houston still the Baton Rouge professional
I think
team?
so. Yeah, it's close.
I mean, because it's the closest one.
I think the Astros
And then
are
there's
still
the Bregman
Louisiana's
factor.
team with a little bit of Braves mixed in.
Maybe that can be
And
like
some Cubs, probably a smattering
I think
of
it's
Cubs.
Braves,
like me and
Astros,
Hunt.
Cubs, Yankees.
I feel like there's a lot of Braves
Those four.
here. Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
those are the four. But order, I would say probably Astros, Braves, Cubs, Yankees, or Yankee Cubs.
I would say Astros, Braves, Cubs, Yankees.
Okay, yeah.
Growing up, I knew a ton of Red Sox fans that live around here. I got a ton.
Who, Musso?
Well,
Yeah,
that
but
would,
even in
that
high
would-
school
that would
before I
make,
knew
no, but that would
Musso.
make sense with your age, right? Because
Yeah.
that would
They
have
were-
been
The curse
after
is
the
broken.
Super
Oh, dude,
Bowls.
everybody
Yeah.
I went to high school with
You say
favorite
Super
player.
Bowls?
I did say Super Bowls.
Everybody I went to high school with's favorite player was Dustin Pedroia. Everybody loved
Because
Dustin
he was the same
Pedroia.
height as them.
Yeah, true.
Remember Johnny Damon?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Also remember Manny Ramirez.
I was about to say Manny Ramirez was Red
Trot
Sox.
Nixon.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, yes.
Jason Varitek.
Manny Ramirez is the Red Sox. There was nothing crazier
Noma.
though or nothing lamer than Johnny Damon leaves the Red Sox, goes to Yankees, and they make him cut his beard and hair. Nerds.
Yeah, you can only have a mustache. It's the only facial hair you're allowed to have as a Yankee player. How do they get away with that still?
Yeah, it's a
Mike
good question.
Napoli.
I mean,
Oh,
people
yeah.
agreed to
He was with
sign
the
with him,
Rangers.
so it's kind of on them.
There's only one Red Sox that
Well, if you
I
get traded there,
recommend or that I recognize, and it ain't Big Poppy,
I was gonna say Big Poppy.
it ain't Manny.
hold on.
Hey.
Let me think. Let me think what weird angle you're
know,
going to
I'm
take
like,
here.
where are we
It's
going
not that
with
weird of
this?
an angle. It's a very famous player. He was not a part of the World Series teams, I don't believe, though.
You wouldn't say Kurt Schilling
Nope.
because he was a
Bloody
part of
Sox
those
was
too.
awesome, though.
Yeah, it was great.
I don't believe he was a part of it. I could be wrong.
Nomar.
Nomar Garcia Parra.
Nomar.
The best name in sports history. An
Pretty good name.
electric shortstop. Great range, great bat, good looking. Nomar Garcia Parra.
He did get a ring though, even though he wasn't
Oh,
on that
really?
team. He wasn't on the team. He got traded to the Dodgers, but because baseball's
Damn, he
rules,
got traded that year?
yeah, if you're on the team at any point, you get a ring.
Yeah, but you know that doesn't hit with him. Hit with
Oh,
him the
no.
same. That sucks.
He still got one though, at least.
Nomar. God, I love Nomar.
The batting gloves.
Oh, it's so
It
good.
always.
Remember a couple years ago, it was Cavs-Warriors finals. Anderson Varejao got traded from Cavs to Warriors, and did not matter which team won. He was getting a ring.
Yeah.
Shout out Anderson Varejao. Hope you're doing well, man. Shout out Asdritas Agauskas, too. Hope you're doing well.
I guess I would have if Denver, well, they got blown out by Seattle, but if Denver would have won a Super Bowl ring, I was on the Week 1 roster, I'd have gotten a ring.
Dang.
But I was rooting. I ain't even gonna lie to you, I was bitter. I was rooting for the Seahawks.
Oh,
Happens, man.
Hell hath no fury like a fullback scorn.
Yep.
I think that was Shakespeare.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think so. All right, when we get back, more OTB. Keep it locked.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
We got a little taster today coming up next. Pinnacle Exterior Construction, PECbuilt.com, PECbuilt.com. You need any size or type of fence, any outdoor living area, any outdoor construction, really, like bulkheads, pergolas, outdoor kitchens, just outdoor cool living spaces. You need a pool, like a completely customized one, or you choose from the spec pools. It's like a number of different templates, but the detail work within the templates. Look, the bottom line is you want Pinnacle Exterior Construction. And we're hiring right now, Pinnacle. So if you're a project manager or a designer, check them out, PECbuilt.com. Call them up, see what they can offer you. I'm telling you, you're going to be really able to flex your creative wings when you work at Pinnacle. The quality of the work will blow you away. PECbuilt.com.
Yeah, I mean, their custom pools are as custom as you can imagine. Like any bells and whistles, they can add that to your custom pool. Also, though, I mean, the templates, they got a full booklet of those templates. It's not just one shape. Check it out all online, PECbuilt.com.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville. More carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Monday's AFR, presented by Relief Windows. John Emery back at LSU. What does it mean for the running back room for the Tigers? Saints are on the practice field for minicamp. We'll preview it. Join us Monday, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
I haven't heard this song in a long time. Hey, baby. No more Gossipora. All right. Oh, look at that. Jake?
I don't have a computer today.
Oh, Craig said about to eat some Fruity Pebbles.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
All right. Say Fruity Pebbles. S tier.
Jake, I'm sorry if you don't understand why that matters. Jake loves Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah.
Is that your favorite cereal, or is Cinnamon Toast Crunch in Fruity Pebbles?
That's a great question.
It feels
cinnamon,
like CT Crunch.
I mean, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I know no matter what will always hit.
Always.
Fruity Pebbles are like a 8 out of 10 hit rate.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah. That's fair.
I also like and I'm in the vast minority in this one. I know I am, but I love Raisin Bran.
Raisin Bran's awesome, dude.
I love raisins though.
Raisin Bran's awesome. I do. I mean, I was a kid. I wonder if I would now, like the same way that I've dialed back from like mega stuff to like double stuff. Now I just like regular Oreos again. I wonder if, because I used to love, what were like
extra
the extra
raisins?
Scoops? Yes,
Yeah.
I used to love extra raisins.
2 scoops.
Yeah, maybe now I'm just ready to go back to normal scoop.
Yeah, I like a normal scoop of raisin.
Also, never forget Honey Bunches of Oats with almonds. Still absolute banger.
Cheerios actually has like better versions of that. No, trust me, they have multiple versions with almonds with different. Yeah, trust me. If you trust me on anything,
I'll try them. You're right.
You know cereal's probably the number one thing.
That is true.
I
You know way
literally
more
eat
cereal.
at least one bowl a day.
Okay, so just like Cheerios with almonds. What am I buying? Cheerios, bunches of.
They got
Cheerios?
they got almond flavor. They got cinnamon flavor.
Okay.
They got maybe peanut butter as well. With the the almonds and different things in it.
Gulf Sound same Raisin Bran with bananas. That
Yes.
was my
That
old
was a
man.
go-to
That was him
for me.
like trying to convince himself that he could cook. Would be like cutting up a banana in a bowl of Raisin Bran and being like, look what my hands have made you, child. Consume this which I have produced.
I mean, we could make the argument that bananas and also peanut butter, maybe the most versatile of things we have.
Yeah, peanut butter goes great with everything.
A lot of things you can put that into.
Kind of the same, but bananas and Frosted Flakes.
Oh yeah, that's good.
So
I've done that
Yeah,
before.
yeah. Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
100%. I actually would prefer bananas and Frosted Flakes than even Raisin Bran.
I think
Yeah.
I would too.
Yeah.
All right, it's time for Tay NFL Story Diddy.
It's time for Tay-Tay's
Look at
NFL Story
stretching
of the
over there,
Day.
getting ready.
Your daily dose of NFL news from Taylor Sharp.
All right, we actually have a 2-for-1 for you today, and it surrounds everyone's favorite position in the NFL, T-Bob, tight end, right? I mean, it has to be.
Let me guess. One of them's Darren Waller.
So Darren Waller retired at the age of 31 over the weekend. Shocked you saw that one coming. Look, he appeared in just 12 games for the Giants this year. They traded a third-round draft pick to get him last offseason, but in those 12 games, he was productive. 52 catches, 552 yards. This was a guy a couple years ago who, I mean, most people considered top 5 to top tight end in the league. I mean, when he was with the Raiders, twice he had over 90 catches, 1,100 yards as a Raider. But after those 2 back-to-back seasons, he missed 14 combined games from 2021 to 2022. His best season actually came in 2020. 107 catches, 1,200 receiving yards.
107 catches.
Yeah, from the tight end spot, 9 touchdowns, 1,200 yards, but just could
Damn.
never overcome that injury. He was injured again this year. I tell you that to tell you this.
Well, he had a very scary moment, too. Did you read about that? He literally almost, I couldn't tell if it was because of football or what, but he like almost died. And he basically said on the other side of it, he was kind of like, am I happy?
Yeah.
I mean,
so he mentions in the like in his retirement that like he's like, I'm doing this for me. Like my passion for the game's not there after the injuries, all off-field stuff that's been going on with me. Like it's my time to step away. So while he retired at age 31, we got a guy that doesn't want to give it up. Mercedes Lewis is planning on signing with the Chicago Bears at 40 years of age.
Whoa.
This would be his 17th season
Good for you.
in the NFL.
Good for you.
Look, he enters the 2024 season with 268 career games played.
Oh, my
He is the
God.
second oldest player in the NFL if this re-sign does go through. Look, he appeared in 17 games last season for the Bears. I mean, he was primarily a blocker, but
Yeah, that's what he is
started
at this
4 of
point.
those games. He was a first-round pick back in 2006 for the Jaguars. I mean, we remember him there. He was excellent. His best season, 58 catches, 700 yards, and 10 touchdowns back in 2010 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So he's going to be the second oldest player in the NFL this year at 40 years old.
Congrats to him.
Damn,
That is
dude.
a lot of games. Darren Waller, though, that's a fall from grace there.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Fast. Yeah. I mean, that's the NFL. I guess you know better than anyone,
well,
Jake,
I mean,
how
also,
quickly it comes for you.
You know, Al Green asked the question, how can you mend a broken heart? I guess you retire.
Well, he also has
My man's going through it right now.
Yep.
He has a chance to pass
wait.
Jason Witten.
Wait. He had the music video the other day.
Yeah. He's brokenhearted, man.
Who was that? Who broke up with him?
Kelsey Plum.
Who's Kelsey Plum?
WNBA superstar.
Oh, yeah. Ace's girl. Yeah.
But no, he has
I knew that.
he has a chance to pass Jason
Woman.
Witten for the most career games played as a tight end. He's probably going to do it, too. I mentioned he was at 268. Jason Witten has a record at 271. So he plays in 4 games this year. He's got it. He'd have the record for most games by a tight end.
I'm just picturing like an old 80s Mercedes, but it's like really nicely kept up. Still got the great leather. The windows still work, the power windows and everything.
I don't know. I feel like the breakup would make me want to go back
Darren
and
Waller?
be like number 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, but I think those motivations.
It would motivate me.
I think those motivations are probably existing independently. I think his body's just tired.
He's had so many injuries.
tired.
Yeah, he had a lot of issues before he got into the league. When he was coming out of Georgia
substance
Tech.
abuse
I mean,
issues, and he
had
made
a
it
lot
out of it.
He had a lot of drug problems.
Credit
and
to
having
him.
all these injuries. His mind's just not where it needs to be for the game.
And you have to be, when I say fully locked in, and you know this, T, to be on that level. And if you have any doubt, that's why I retired. I mean,
that's what you hear from all the vets. That's what
You
all
knew.
NFL vets say is that eventually one day you're just like out there and you're like, wow,
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
T's and P's, Darren Waller.
Yep, I'm done. Good for him. Made great money. Fixed his life after what was, going through, like I said, some horrible substance abuse stuff, and now will not be required to do a job that murders you slowly but surely over time in a series of car wrecks. When we get back, let's close out the show with some Ask the Bench. Get your questions in the Body Ford YouTube chat.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Trash Rangers. Hi ho, Red Can. If you're in a Cincinnati or Livingston Parish, you probably look around and you're like, what are these red cans popping up? Okay. It's Trash Rangers, my friends.
I want a red can.
Yeah, I want a red can too. I can't get one because of the battery blue. But the point is, if you have the ability to make the choice, you should make the switch. Stop going with these national guys who don't give a damn about you, who aren't reliable, who don't text you the night before to put out your cans, and go with the locals who not only the national companies there, they keep the trash here, take the profits out of state, not the case for Trash Rangers. It all stays right here in the boot. But Jake, it's not just for Livingston and Cincinnati that we're talking to here, is it?
It is not. We might not can get the red cans, but we can get a red roll-off dumpster here in Baton Rouge. So if you're redoing your home, or if you need it for your business, you call in today. That will be there waiting on you. TrashRangersLLC.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Farming is a way of life for us. It's not something we get up in the morning and dread going do. It's just something we go to bed at night looking forward to getting up to go do. John Deere equipment is what we, as farmers, strive to have. It's in your blood, it's in your veins. It's just a part of who you are. Green is what we want to be in. The other tractors were acquired to patch it up to get to where you want to be. Where we want to be is in John Deere. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered.
Charles Handgriff join us for the Monday edition of Live at Lunch from Walk-Ons in Brewley. We'll recap the Super Regionals and the NBA Finals. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. Monday from Walk-Ons in Brewley on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. Close the show, a little Ask the Bench. Right about Cold Curse Life, Busy Hearts, the Blue Moon, Light Sky, Citrus Sweet. Miss the OG Tony the Tiger voice. Can T-Bob do an impersonation? Oh, you're talking about our guy, Thurl Ravenscroft. Also the voice of the narrator in The Grinch. Great. Oh, that's a good Tony. Yeah, I don't think I can do better than that. That was Jake. Hashtag Ask the Bench. What would have been a better accomplishment to you? Winning a natty at LSU or winning a Super Bowl on a random NFL team?
National championship. And you can say, oh, of course. No, it's just like we talked about earlier. It means more for where we currently are. Like if I would have won a Super Bowl with the Chargers or Broncos.
Super Bowl's hard to get, though.
Nobody here would give a damn, though.
Yeah.
Not one person.
I do think a Super Bowl ring is way cooler than a natty ring.
For sure, because it's real.
Yeah. Like, that's the main reason. Yeah. It's actually real diamonds and whatnot. True. Who got the exhibit ring inside a ring recently? Do y'all remember? What team was that?
Bucks maybe.
We put a ring inside your ring.
Yeah, Bucks sounds right. It was an NBA team.
Ask the Bench. I feel like not mentioning the Clemson catch is a fail.
We did.
Deduct 4 points from your aggregate mid-market morning show.
No, we did.
Yeah, we mentioned it like early in the show.
It's an
we were
awesome
talking
catch.
baseball.
Yeah, we did.
It at least had one sentence dedicated.
We've kind of talked about Clemson a lot because we talked about the hidden ball trick last week too.
Yeah. And Jake brought up the funniest video of the last couple of weeks where they're on Jeopardy and they're asked about the transfer portal and nobody gets it right. Like they don't know what the transfer portal is, but then they have Dabo edited in as one of the 3 Jeopardy contestants, and he's just sitting there like looking around, not buzzing. Hashtag Ask the Bench. Do y'all think Mike the Tiger would get in a box? Do you think Mike the Tiger would get in a box of if his handlers would put one out there for him?
I don't know. I feel like it's a cat thing to get into boxes.
What box of? What box of? I don't know what you're talking about.
I just think you mean like you know how like cats get in boxes.
Oh, is it
and
like
stuff?
a big box where you hop in? Yeah, for sure he'd probably hop in there. Like you said,
it's a cat thing.
Cats love that.
Yeah.
I miss him in the cage going around the field.
For real. Bring it back.
Ask the Bench. Knowing what you know now in life, if you could go back in time and become a pro in any sport, would you still go football? If anybody had the choice to go pro in any sport, in my opinion, I don't think football's going to be almost anybody's answer.
No, I'm going golf.
Really?
Oh,
It's such a brutal game
I don't
on
like
your
golf,
body
but-
and mental.
I know, but it's like individual. Like
Yeah, golf. I'm not going either. It's too individual. That is a lone warrior Ronin lifestyle.
the thing that I loved most about the NFL was the locker room.
Let's just play baseball.
Probably baseball.
Right, dude.
Long
I know it's a
season, but
grind, but
women's
still,
sports.
dude.
guaranteed money.
Even basketball.
You can have a ton of failure and still be elite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'd like to be, honestly?
104 from Chapman.
A closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like you get
Literally
the
come
the
in.
adrenaline of coming in, save situation, so high leverage, but it's only one inning.
Yeah, one inning
And I'm
here,
just
one
gonna
inning
throw
there.
hard as hell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make elite money.
Yeah.
Because closers, like elite ones, get paid. Now, your shelf life might not be as long, but
I mean, you still made enough money to where it doesn't
That could
matter.
be
like
like Mo
5 years
Rivera.
of being like an elite closer
Yeah.
in the MLB.
And then you get a badass walkout song like Mo
Yeah.
Rivera.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's some great moments there.
Yeah.
Hashtag Ask the Bench. Can Tony the Tiger beat up all the other food mascots?
He's pretty swole.
Yeah, probably,
Yeah.
right?
He's got his own bowl game as well. And
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
I can't
For
think
sure,
of one that would
for
be
sure
him.
the cereal
I mean, but
mascots.
if we're talking about like,
I mean, the leprechaun from Lucky Charms, John.
But he's little.
Leprechauns are.
Yeah, but he has like magics.
Yeah.
that's true.
He is
Like if we're
ancient
talking like
Celtic
fighting
magics.
skill too, like there's literally a bee.
Also,
Float
Tony
like
the
a butterfly,
Tiger's kind of-
sting like
yeah,
a bee.
Honey Nut Cheerios.
Tony the Tiger is kind of a little nice.
Yeah, he feels like
I would take the
too
grandmas.
clean cut.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
very clean cut.
He's swole though.
I would take the grandmas from Waffle Crisp.
Yeah.
Remember those?
Yeah.
Hanging out? Even though I
Fred
think they were little
Flintstone's-
kids in disguise.
Fred Flintstone's out there. You know, he's a meathead.
He's pretty gritty, yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan Smith asked Bench T, can we have a listener chess challenge to you? Yeah, man. Look, hit me up on chess.com. I play with a bunch of listeners. Tbob53, TBOB53 on chess.com. Hit me up. Ask the Bench, favorite go-to beverage to beat the heat this summer?
Alcoholic or
A
regular?
water
Yeah.
with a little My High.
I was gonna say water
No, I mean, look,
Drink My High, Doc
I
Yum.
objectively,
with some tequila in it.
I do, all jokes aside, I do love My High, and those Freezy Pops have been really helping my kids stay hydrated, but tequila.
Ooh. Ooh.
Just tequila on the rocks, and that's it.
No Hanks.
Love you. See you tomorrow.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Coleman Roof, Coleman Roofing and Construction. You go to colemanroof.com and you get to take advantage and start to see why you get Louisiana's most reliable, most respected, and most complete roofing company in the entire state. If you want to see about reliable, respected, you go look at the reviews. You'll see for yourself. Complete. It's any size job, commercial, residential, anywhere in the state, the entire Gulf South region. Like any of these recent storms, these crazy rainstorms, you have any leaks or anything? Here's the other part why I say complete. Because not only will they fix the leak in the roof, but if you have like interior damage, like water damage in your drywall, insulation, whatever, they fix that as well. So your answer for any roofing problems, don't think twice. Any roofing projects, you want colemanroof.com. Coleman Roof.
It is a one-stop shop, like T-Bob said. I mean, you're not going to find that anywhere else. No matter if it's residential, commercial, they can fix anything that you've got going on with your home, with your roof. colemanroof.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star